Hi. Hello, hello, hello. We're back again. I'm not going to stop until we get through this entire board. Can we get some comments in the chat? I want to know how everyone's doing. My favorite Hario Switch recipe. I told you I'm going to make a video. I don't think I have one offhand. Like, I don't really use it ever. I use the Pulsar, which I think you know. And on the Pulsar, it's kind of an immersion brew. You can use it that way. How's the sink? I always have to ask. I just want to make sure. But yeah, Hario Switch, I would just like what I would do to benefit from the Hario Switch if I had to use it would be to really use it for the steeping of the infusion. I would generally treat it like a normal pour over, but I would like steep the pre-infusion, I think was what I would do. I would treat it like my pulsar. What's up, everybody? How are we doing today? I thought it'd be really fun to get back in here and do another one. I wasn't gonna stream today for this. Like, I wasn't gonna go live. Streamer. Just kidding. I wasn't gonna go live, and then I decided, uh-oh, cat on the wheel. It's gonna get loud. I decided, it'd be fun to just come and chat with you guys. I really enjoy this a lot. We're not gonna stop there, though. We are gonna continue the theme of critiquing your latte art if you guys want to. Unless you want to do something else, we can always do something else. It's up to you. As always, I'm gonna like check and see if my hair is doing crazy things, because it is always. Do we like the backlight? Is this okay? This is a little different, but it also shows off all my frizz. We need a Pulsar Emilee edition with a boy color. Why? Why do you want that? Red is it's not a girly color. It's like a really nice like darker red. That being said, with a boy color is crazy. That being said, I do come here, Dahlia. Come here. She's in her own world. I do like to mix the pulsars and have some be red, some be blue, some be like black and white. I especially like to mix the red, blue, and white. Woof, somebody outside making a lot of noise. How are we doing, guys? The chat's really quiet. Why is the chat so quiet? 16 concurrent viewers. Guys, do you not want your Lart critiqued? What's my cat doing? Oh no. It looks like the quality went down. Why? Okay, we'll get started in a second. I just want to kind of let everybody come in first and get everybody going, See, I posted online, but I don't think anyone's going to come join us. Hey, what's up? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. We're going to do the same thing we always do. We might do something different, though. You're here to see other people's Lart. Well, you know what's really great about that is that I got that right here. Hold on. I got that right here. How's it looking, guys? Is it HD? Is it working? Just let me know if it's working and we'll get right into it. I think the last time we were here, we were around this section because that's Luna's pour. And I remember I checked the live stream this time, whereas I didn't do that last time. What? It's but a little, yes, but a little small? You mean, like the pores? I'm going to do this. Watch. I'm going to do this. Hold on. Hold on. So it's going to do that in a second once I click on them. Do you want it larger? I can make it a little larger if you want it to be larger. Actually, I'll just do this. I hate when it overtakes the screen, But we could make it as big as the screen. Just dialing in what we like. How about this? Is that nicer? It is a good swan. The only thing I would say about this swan while we're here, since we're going to be critiquing latte art, gotcha. Nice, I got you. I'm going to fix my mic. Is right here on the, yes, cool, you can see the mouse too. Right here on the wing, we got some missing layers. This would be a lot easier, sorry, not easier, a lot cleaner if these layers were a little more full, which would just come from rippling a little wider, a little wider. Make sure you're sticking those ripples and making sure you're sticking that landing. I like your Breville though. Kind of decked out with that portafilter holder on the side. Very nice. I like the wing, maybe more ripples in the wing. And you're kind of pushing into the, I guess, yeah, the wing, the feathers. A little, looks like rushed and heavy. Try to go all the way down into the wing, down here to the base, and then pull up. And then when you pull up, it'll just make that neck look a lot more impressive. And I think you'll really like it. Will you send the photos on in, there's a link in the description of this video, actually, that you can, it's the Discord, and you can go into the, I don't remember what I called it. I think it's, here, I can just show you. You submit here into latteart submissions. Whoops, cancel. You submit here in latteart submissions. And we're not probably going to get to yours today if you do submit today, but you still should submit because we've been doing live streams constantly. This is the third one we're doing in like a week. I'm trying to be more active for you guys. I'm trying to be, also, it's so much fun. Like, it's so much fun to just get to come hang out with you guys. Now, we have a goal in the chat. I don't know if I've told you guys this. There is a goal in the chat. I'll bring it back up later. The goal is if we can get 10 super chats. I just picked a random one. It just said pick one. If we get 10 super chats or whatever they're called, I will call a random coffee person. Your choice. It does, well, no, actually not your choice. I don't think I get to pick. I can't call everybody too. I don't have everyone's phone number, but I'll call someone. I won't dox them, but I'm gonna call them. I'll call someone. It'll be my pick. I'll think on it. Will they be popular? Maybe. Will they be normal? Maybe. I don't know. I'll just think on it. But I'll call somebody in my Rolodex of people. It is a big Rolodex. That being said, I'm really bad about saving phone numbers, so we'll see if I can even find the people I'm thinking of. You think my hair looks amazing? This is day 3 curls, very frizzy, especially with the ring, or the, not ring light, it's not a ring light, backlight. But thank you. I do appreciate that. What are you guys drinking today? I'm drinking a little coffee before we start. It's just like kind of poofy in the back. I need to cut it. I said I was going to do that the other day. I didn't do it. I enjoy making coffee more than drinking it. Is this normal? Yeah. Well, maybe. You really like the craft, you know? I'm not going to diss it. I like the craft. I'll say this. I think I appreciate the craft more sometimes than I even like the industry. Like I really like the industry has its issues, but I really like being in coffee. I think it's really nice. Sometimes more than I like coffee, you know? Sometimes what we're going to do is we're going to play with the light a little bit. No, that's worse. Way worse. Sorry, y'all. I'm still dialing everything in. How is that? I know you can see the light now. It's kind of weird. That's better. Wait, why is it doing that? There we go. Sorry. Okay, I'm just getting the technicals done. Cool. I think we're in, guys. What are your 2 favorite milk jugs? What the fuck are you talking about? Sorry for my vulgarity. You mean like latte art jugs? Like what are my favorites? I got the same favorites. I'm just messing with you, Jim. I always say the same thing. I really like slow pour supply, but again, like we said in the last live, maybe I should become a competitor. Maybe I should just be a competitor. You know what I mean? And then I can make my own picture and people might like it. They might like my design. Would you buy my picture? Like I said in the last one, would you buy tote bags that said scum on them? And it's like scum bag. You don't need to know the Discord channel name. It's in the link of this video. You can go to the link of this video, or not the video, like the link in the description, you know, for Discord. And then it's under the latte art submission panel. We probably won't get to it today, but we will go through them. We're going to go through them right now. In the future, what I'd like to do is go through them. Thank you for buying and supporting my merch. Oh, the link's invalid? Let me fix it. I can fix it really quick. This happens. I don't know how often this happens, but this does happen. Invite people. Copy. Done. Okay, guys, give me 1 second, and I will do that right here. I can do that right here. Crazy, actually. Save. Try it now. You want a Funko Pop of me and Lance? That'd be so cool. Can you commission them? Can you make, like, are they possible to make without having to batch them? Like, can you make a single one? Because if we make those, I would definitely be down to have one of those of my face. That'd be so funny. I'm pretty sure you can. Okay, then do it. Then do it. Maybe I'll call Lance if you guys hit the super chat. What's it called? Quota, I guess. Yeah, okay. So then do it. Somebody do it for me. Somebody make us, and we'll send it to Lance too. I won't dox him, but I'll send it to him. He'll love it. He'll really appreciate that. It'll be in all his videos, I bet. Me too, though. I would be like, oh my God, like, oh my God. Okay. So here we are. So we already did the swan. What else was I going to do? I guess we can do this one. How to do proper stacking. To make more circles, not like wooden sticks here. I'm struggling with it. Okay. On the stacks, let's watch the stacks then. You have a good setup. You have a little hard to see. Wait, hold on. I missed it because I was looking at the camera like a freaking egomaniac. Again, I did it. Nice launch. A little bit of a hesitation, but I really love your ripples. You definitely know how to ripple your base. That's really nice. If you want these stacks to be a little less stiff, you need to hold each one longer and lean into them. Right now, you're not really leaning and pushing in enough. And yeah, I think you could, sorry, I was reading the chat. It's Kyle, it's 3 streams in like a week. I swear to God. Like, I think it's like, we've been doing so many. Yeah, so if you want these to be a little less stiff, you need to guide in deeper, hold them longer, then cut up, and you will get kind of more rounded shapes. This first one's not bad. This first one's actually like, I really like the first one. You just keep adding stuff. You should have held it a beat longer. Definitely a beat longer as we start to get to the end and we have less foam. And then that last one should be tucked in the deepest and should be held the longest. Yep, Kyle, 2 streams in 1 week, except this time I am not flashing the audience on accident. So technically 3, if you count that. Pretty great tulip, though. Really great wing. I would just say focus on taking your time. Once you've done the wing base, you can like chill. You can just take your time and chill. Lance is in Lisbon. We'll be calling him at midnight. I want to hear his middle of the night. Lance, probably having espresso. Well, Lance is, I don't want to, yes, he is in Europe and, he would definitely be awake though. I don't think it's going to be an issue for him being asleep or not. I think he's going to be awake. The Loveramics egg. What does that even look like? I don't remember which one's the egg. Loveramics egg. I guess that's good. I don't know. Is it shaped like an egg? Because if it's shaped like an egg, I would avoid it. If it's shaped, I don't know. I think that's the one I have. Maybe. That's probably the one I use, but at the same time, I don't necessarily recommend them. I don't have a cup to recommend to you, Dan, because we're in the middle of making our own cups. We're in the middle. Ooh, dude, date men, not boys. That's fun. I think I know who this might be. Thank you for the donation. That's super sweet. We are going to try to hit 10 donations and we'll make a call to somebody. I don't know who. I'm going to call some random coffee person in my little phone Rolodex. We'll see what happens. If we make it that far. Lance is the goat. Lance is my dude. We could call him, but he might be asleep by the time we get to that goal. Hi, Luna. Barry. Yeah, everyone knows it's Barry. You gotta date men, not boys. Nobody wants to date boys. Get out of here with that. You're right on the money. But I also don't like, men are kind of a lot too, so whatever. DJ's back. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Okay, let's keep going. So we just did one. Push the milk and pitcher forward. Exactly. This is exactly correct. Right here. I don't know if your full name's Trentle, or if it's Trent, or if it's V, but you nailed it. That's what I'm saying. Push and hold a little longer. Had to blur the dogs. Oh, your feet? Yeah, because you don't want to get like you don't want to get charged, or you want to get paid, right? You want to get paid for those feet. That's a great Rosetta. What are we talking about? You don't need critique from me. That's really good. Except maybe you could like have more established wings right here. That's so crazy of me to be like, you don't need any critique. Goes immediately into like bashing your lart. Now there's also a little bit of some line clarity issues. Like you have the line clarity, but for some reason it's just like, maybe it's the lighting. Maybe, I don't know. I still see your dogs. I froze the screen right at the moment your feet are out. I'm sorry. I completely took away the whole effort you were trying to do by hiding them. Fun fact, I used to post, I actually have a lot of photos of not photos, but videos of my feet on Instagram still, because they were sponsored posts. And I didn't realize that I didn't realize it was a bad thing to post your feet for a long time, till someone was like, Emilee, you should be charging for that. And I was like, wait, what? But they're like sponsored posts, so I can't take them down. Yeah, that's a real story. It's true. It happens. The craziest things happen. Now these feet right here, a little asymmetry. We need no toes from the blur. Let's see if we can actually capture these feet. I'm not trying to like dox your feet, bro. I just want to see them. Hey, there's the toes. I'm so sorry. You should have done a little better job with the blur. Let's talk about the lart though. Let's talk about the lark. The lart. So this is a really great base. I love this laying down and never pulling through the toes. It's so much, dude. Yeah, so the laying down backwards, I normally don't break very easily. This has got me though. The foot thing's funny. Okay, so the landing down backwards and then letting it fill up is fantastic, especially for rosettas. You create a very broad and strong frame. See? A little bit of you kind of pushed a little fast. I would have laid it down, then thrown it. Still really great though. Right here is where you're having issues. So these ripples going on right here, they, here's what's happening. You're throwing this base too prematurely. I would say land, hold it there before you launch it, so that when you launch it, you can kind of like get some distance, and then like pause a beat before you do these ripples. Because right now, or ripple wider in this section too, because right now your ripples aren't stretching to the sides enough and they're not wrapping enough. So actually there's three things you could do here. You could ripple wider, you could pause on that push and then really let it drift and then ripple, or you could push deeper for these ripples, and that would help encapsulate them all around in that circle. And then on your pullback, you pull back. What I say in rosettas is that you want to pull back prematurely. It sounds bad. Premature pullback. It sounds like what you do in the bedroom. I'm kidding. Be safe. But it is true, because you want to capture all that color, but you don't want to you don't want to smush the base. And so Rosetta dogs and toes. Yeah. You don't want to squish the base too much. So that's good to pull back sooner. I also love how the frame of your base wrapped into the top. It's not always like desired, but if it is desired, it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's great. And then you could come back a little higher and push back in to get a little more distance for these leaves right here, so that they're taller. So like this one, and then when you're going to push in, it doesn't smush it so much, because that does happen. So you're going to keep adding, and it's going to start to elongate that leaf. Whereas if you would come up higher and then did all that, it would have elongated it, but you would have had more distance. So that elongation would have like kind of mimicked this distance. So like what's supposed to happen is each distance between these rosetta leaves should get bigger as you go up, with the intention of them getting smushed later. Nobody talks about that. That's straight from me to you. And just one more time, great cut through. One more time for everybody. After this cheers, there's the toes. All right, moving on. Really great. I'm so sorry I doxed your toesy woesies, but at the same time, you're digging the flow. It just needs more clarity. Open leaves. I think like maybe you could ease up a little on your texture. I don't think it's actually a bad texture. It looks great for flow. Just maybe like roll it a little bit more. Maybe start a beat sooner and hold that base at the top before you do the push a beat longer. So you'll have to start sooner if you do that. But that could help you kind of capture that early crema clarity that you normally get. All right, let's keep going. This is pretty good. You need to get closer to the surface during your wing. You're too far from the surface, so everything is beiging out. You have good ripples. You could work on them. They're actually pretty consistent. And then right here in the middle, I love the negative space that encapsulates these layers. It looks really cool. Like I love this heart around the heart, And then I like the little heart right here, and the little heart right here is nice. This heart's actually nicer than this heart, funny enough. Hello. But you went all the way through your cut through. Maybe don't do that. That's okay. It's just an aesthetic choice. You're definitely symmetrical. That is something you do not need to work on. You are very Very symmetrical. Actually, very beautiful. I have hair in my face. I have hair in my face, but I have hair on my face somewhere. Very beautiful pour, a little lopsided up here. Don't be afraid to give the heart a wiggle at the end and then cut through carefully, but you definitely saved it. Your cut through was a little wobbly, so maybe you were nervous or maybe you're just using a rounder spout or something's going on because you went whoop, whoop, whoop. I kind of do that sometimes too. So no shame. But your ripples, yeah, the ripples are good. And you can tell you're not getting close enough because this is the most beige and then these aren't as beige, even though they are all kind of beige, which means like you're doing your frame or like the beginning of your wing base without being close to the surface. This is the beginning of your wing base getting wrapped back in, and all the edges are too. But you are doing great ripples and you are doing great symmetry. So good job. I like your layer manipulation as well. Just get closer. Maybe you have too much milk. Maybe you're not tilting enough. One of the two, fix it and then get closer because everything else is working in your favor. And that wing can be more impressive. Once you do get closer though, don't be afraid to increase the amount of ripples you do because once you get really good and you're getting all that clarity, it'll be really nice to see these ripples come up here too, I think, in my aesthetic opinion. Something you're working on definitely needs feedback. Let's see, Dukes. Oh, I like that. Oh, kind of, okay, so I see what happened. Okay. This is interesting. You're doing what Lance would call the pulse base, but you're doing it with one pulse, or I guess two. You're landing backwards and then you're kind of pushing it. Watch, you're kind of pushing it and then you come back and you push it again. So in like 2016, Lance Hedrick, he invented everything, right? Hopefully he comes into the chat. That'd be fun. Did this thing where he did like a pulse. So he landed backwards, pulsed. And will we check the adult latte art today? We can do part 2 of the cappuccino roundup. There's more submissions for sure. It was really fun, part 1, but make sure you all go watch the video if you haven't already. No, wait, how do I fix the goal to not end? Oh, that's so annoying. I don't know how to fix the goal. Continue. What? Cancel. I'm so confused on how these goals work. That's okay. Sorry, y'all. Got a little distracted. If the goal ends, we'll just like, if we get, I don't know, if we get a certain amount of donations, I didn't know there was an end. I put a never ending goal. I thought I did that. We will just call someone anyway. Okay. Are we in? Oh, wait, do you guys want all chat? Should I change the live chat to all chat or only top chat? I guess there's not enough people in chat for it to matter. But if I did live chat, it could be anything. We could get anything. People could come in here being crazy. They do that. I'm gonna do live chat. I'm gonna let the system play its way and do what it's got to do. Okay, let's see. All right, Dukes, let's go back. So the pulse space. What's up, Zaya? Good cappuccino, by the way. So the pulse space, landing backwards, letting a little stream drift. I would actually say if you want to improve this, you should make this part more of a pulse space too. So you should land a little more here instead of just creating that kind of, why is it lagging now? What the heck? Oh boy, it stopped working. We'll come back to it now. Why? Okay, hold on, y'all. Why does it care if I'm in full screen? Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm fixing all the... Oh, now what? I guess my internet's down because I'm streaming. If that makes sense. Or it's like slower. Oh, it takes us to the end every time. That's annoying. Almost there. This Discord's full. There's over 200 people in here. I think it's like closer to 300. Here we go. All right, Dukes, let's go again. So I think that you could land backwards a little bit more and make that like more of a ring. See how, okay, this is what happens when you're not close enough to the surface when you do these push bases, is you'll get this first initial like drop and it'll look kind of like, is it the rebels in Star Wars? That symbol? Do you know what I'm talking about? The kind of like sharp fork looking symbol? Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know anything about Star Wars. I just know that little look. It kind of looks like that. And then the middle will be thicker, and then it won't be as symmetrical. So you could like land a little more backwards closer up here, land more firmly, and then launch it, and then do another launch. It would look really cool. I think it would look really cool. Then you can push in, and right here you're starting to turn, like you're starting to turn. Because, and it's super subtle, but what happens is, it's the rebels, yeah. Watch. You're pushing, and then this one right here, do you see how your picture is leaning? Do you see how you're like not super symmetrical, and you're kind of leaning this way? Does that look right for you guys this way? I don't know. You're leaning over here. And you can see it right here. And you can see it in your wrist. You're literally leaning. And that's hurting you. And also your flow rate's really heavy, which is nice. But I think, let's see if you have enough milk. I think you could have a little less milk in your, maybe. I mean, definitely less milk in your pitcher, but are there children present? Oh my goodness. I'll be careful not to Jess, you're so funny. And you're like integrating sideways too. So what I would recommend is that you don't do that. You land more centered. See how you're already landing too high? You should be landing up here if you're going to have that much milk, but also dump a little milk so you won't have to land up there. And then try to land in this direction, not this direction. Or I guess this is the right direction compared to the cup, but like your pitcher's tilted, so I'm seeing it backwards. So just tilt your pitcher. Actually, I take it all back. Just tilt your pitcher correctly and land more centered in this little, crisscross right here. And then, yeah, try to get more contact. That second layer is great. It's just right here, you're starting to get some overwrapping because you don't have enough distance between things, and it looks good. But I think also you need to have maybe a touch more foam for something like this. I actually don't know. I would say start your pour with more of an intended push base and see where that goes. You definitely don't have enough foam to be doing this whipping of a rosetta. This is a little too much for your foam level. You can see it starts to kind of thin out up here, which ideally you're able to still make layers. I would also encourage you to focus on leaning in a little more when you do these heavy ripples. So like you can see, if you kind of stop leaning in when you're pouring rosettas for that middle layer for these leaves, then they're going to start to thin out. So right here, these are really good. But as you start to back up, you're losing foam. So you want to it's not a lot. You want to kind of lean in just so that you're adding more foam to your rosetta so that when it comes up on the sides like this, it doesn't thin out too much. Because when you have any layer flying up to the sides, it thins out a little bit. And then it thickens on the sides. You can see right here, it's getting thick, thinner, kind of thick, but like for the most part, these could be more defined. I wouldn't say go thicker necessarily. I mean, like a little more air. You know what I'm saying? Like just a little creamier. Maybe start a little sooner. Again, we should make a shirt that says start sooner. That's really motivational. Just saying. It's very motivational. I like your push through or your ripple in, and then I like the cut through. And I like the general shape. I just think it needs to be more centered. And I think if you can like nail this frame, the first one, land, push, come back, ripple, you'll get more openness in everything and it'll kind of feel better. These layers down here are really nice and really pretty. Great job, Dukes. Like honestly, so good. And I love the contrast. It looks really nice. Hey, this is the one I put used in the thumbnail. This shit is so good. I can kind of do stuff like this. I haven't done the tiger. I would have to practice it, I think once or twice to get it down. Maybe 3 times. I don't know. It looks like a lot of elements. It's all about memorizing the elements for me because like generally speaking, I know how to do these pours. Like I know the general techniques and how to get the foam right. I just don't practice them, so I don't really remember the pattern. I can do the hummingbird. Of course, I can do a seahorse. I used to be able to do Pegasus, but it's been a long time and I don't remember the order. Peggies are the easiest too. I should really know that. But if I watched someone do it, I think I could do it. I have no notes other than maybe like your texture's a little watery. I would say try having a little, it looks like try having a little less water content in your foam. Definitely donate more of I can do a tiger tutorial. I need to watch it. Donate a little bit more of your liquid in the beginning and save the foam for the end by tilting a lot lighter and doing those like tight little circles over a longer extended period of time. Otherwise, this is really fantastic. Oh, okay, that's better. My nose was itching. Guys, Emilee doesn't have a vape right now. I don't have a vape and they're very expensive. We need a vape fund. Can I do that? Oh wait, the super chat's still open. I don't understand. We didn't hit the goal, I guess. Never mind. Never mind. How do I add a I need to add a vape fund. Ooh, we'll do this. While we go along, we'll do this. We'll start a Q&A. Do I have to do it? Ask me anything. Don't be weird. Why is B capitalized? I have like YouTuber hands where I always capitalize the every other word in titles and stuff. Weird's I before you. What? Okay. Wait, did I kill the chat? I don't think I killed the chat. I just started a Q&A. So y'all are still good to chat, I think. Okay. Don't be weird. Have Okay, cool. Please rate your goat head. All right. We'll get to it. I think I saw what you're talking about. I would love your wait. We did this one. We did this one, right? We did this one on the first stream. I do remember. And I will say really great. Maybe yes, we did this one. Okay, sorry. I don't want to redo it. Thank you guys. And we did this one. He super chatted. Nice. Thank you. Or he did. Yeah. Thank you, Justin. That's sweet. If he's ever watching this again. Did we do this one? I don't remember this one. Maybe we did. I would say widen those ripples for the swan. Otherwise, I really love the feathers. And I actually like the neck. Come down a little more on the neck. Come down a little more on the neck, baby. And then pull up more. Love the shape. Let's keep going. Did we do this one? We might have done this one too. I just know that we jumped a few on the first stream. Nice. Not bad. You can ripple more here. So you stopped you have exactly, you're filling, like, look, base is moving away. You're getting all the color you want. Fantastic. Your milk's a little thin. Get the milk better. Ripple, ripple, ripple. And then you stop rippling right here in the middle. You need to continue to ripple for that finish line right here. Watch, ripple, ripple, keep rippling. You didn't keep rippling. And what's happening is, like, that actually looks really cool. With, like, it looks like a claw. Ooh, my battery's getting low already. That's wild. It looks like a claw, and then you hold it stiff, and that's what's filling the bottom and making it not a ripple or not like layered. So you want to ripple right here too. You can always decide when you want to cut up on the base, but you should always be rippling forward when you cut up, so you're closing up your base. You could be like, I only want 4 ripples, like ripple, 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 ripple. Sorry, that's 4. Ripple, 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 but you got to close it up at the end. You can't just hold it there or else it's going to get all, like, bricked. It's bricked, baby. If I had to give one advice to a beginner in Lart, what would that advice be? One beginner piece of advice would be probably get closer. That's just one. I can only give you one. I would give you a ton of advice. It'd be like, get closer, pour slower, but not too slow. Swirl your milk like crazy. Oh, maybe that would be it. Maybe I would say over swirl your milk like crazy, unless it's thin. If you're a beginner, you do have a chance of having thin milk, but you also have a chance of having really thick milk. I love these subsequent layers you have here. really pretty. Oops, whoops, whoops. They're not equal distance though. Something looks watery. I think your milk's too thin. Right here, ripple, not ripple, sorry, push, and then you should have pushed in and held that a little longer so that it doesn't become so circular and oval, because it's not going to make it easier to push into later. And you're going to have to use more foam to do that, more milk to ever try to shape it up again. Push in again, push in deeper for these and try to get the same distance of color in between each one. And also try to hold them at the same angle so that you're not having one side be a little under developed. And then this last one, you should have done one more here. I don't know if you could have fit it, but not with how much milk you have. So I guess that's a moot point. You cut through. I would have held it a beat longer there if you have enough milk to do that, to try to sink that blemish, because it's going to show up right here. You see there's like a missing bit. I would have tried to sink as much of it as possible. I don't know how possible that would be. It depends on the circumstance. Still really pretty. Milk's a little thin. Finish the ripples in the base. And then everything up here is just like slow down, hold them longer, and try to get more symmetrical. But otherwise, really strong pour. But you can do better. I know you can. I know you can. How are we doing this? How's that? How does that look, guys? Are we even? We're gonna wait for the sirens anyway. I need water. Never settle, aim higher. You can do better. Absolutely. I'm too close to the camera now. Hello. This looks crooked. It looks crooked. Okay, sorry. It's technical. Technical, baby. Never settle. I never settle. I never settle. Ever. Won't catch me getting married. I won't settle. Can't do it. Let's keep going. This is a nice swan. I like these wings. I think that you could use a little more flow in your milk. These wings seem a little bit dainty, which looks really good for this swan. I would love to see them more filled out. It also just could be because you're smushing so much stuff into it, but I'd love to see some more open wings that look this crisp. You clearly have really good skill. You're probably using a slightly sharper spout too. It looks like from the shape of these wings. So maybe more wings, maybe just a slight increase in flow so that it fills up just a little bit closer to the back. I'm curious if this is actually a tulip shaped cup, because it doesn't look like it, but you know, sometimes those can kind of like squish the pour. It would make a lot of sense if it was. Hard to tell though. This one's good too. I think that the first wing was stronger. I think this is your stronger pour. If there was a throwdown, chat, throwdown time. Throwdown time. This pour versus this pour. A, B. This is like you when you get your eyes done. A, B. Vote in the chat. I like this one. Everything's a little scrunched up, a little more cartoonish, whereas this one's like really, really cute. Like I love this little cute heart up here. The neck could be longer, but it is really cute. These could be rippled a little stronger. Still really cute though. I like that you caught some color. That's kind of unique. Your swan looks like it's wearing a backpack. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I wonder what it's got in that bag. Probably illicit objects that you don't want. And you do it here too. You have a better ripple here, but you're rippling like what's happening here actually is really interesting. You're rippling kind of soft and then you're heavy. You're making a heavier ripple. Oh, I hope that doesn't happen. Hold on. I'm going to switch cameras really quick. Hello, we're back. My camera was overheating. I needed a second to to get it together. Guys, I have so many weird videos in stock. Don't worry. Thank you. I hope that you enjoyed that beat. I hope you enjoyed that moment. It's kind of fun. I really enjoyed that kind of stuff a lot. Okay. Okay. Let's get out of here. Sorry for that so loud. The eyeball is so good, right? Like the eyeball in the cup, it just like holds on the cup a little too long, and then the eyeball comes in. It really got me the first time I saw it. I'm glad y'all like that as much as I liked that. I find it really fun. How do I get out of this? What is happening? Oops. Wait. Oh. Oops. There we go. So the video's below. Where's the video? Raw? Where's your video? Oh, is this the video? I thought that person was gonna take the picture from you, which would have been kind of funny. I love this POV. This is one of the coolest ones we've seen so far. Also, wait a minute. Are you one of these influencers that do the POV latte art? I do that sometimes. Are you one of them? That stuff's really popular. Let's watch it. Oh, I like that you stacked the cup. Interesting. I guess for to-go cup, or is that to-go cup? Yeah, to-go cup, it doesn't necessarily matter, but I do like that you did that. You probably have some work technique that makes you do that. Nice, good, good. You steamed the pitcher first to keep it hot. Very good. But dump the liquid out of it because sometimes some water gets left behind. Good job, though, so far. I love this machine, too. I love these little paddles. No, I don't think it's a GoPro. I think it's like the Meta glasses, right? Did you say it was the Ray-Ban Metas? Yeah. You probably look so cool. I almost got those, but now I'm kind of glad I didn't because save my money. But at the same time, like it looks cool.
Hi, how are you?
This guy. Hey, I've served so many people like this guy. He looks sweet. The shades on, yeah. Maybe
Next time where you go to home,
the Go not GoPro, the Meta Ray-Bans. He didn't even know they were cameras. Oh, something that you're doing here that I really love that I'll point out to people is you're pouring you're not love, sorry, something I don't love. Something I don't love. Oh no, wait, it is something I love. I take it back. I got my brain mixed up. I'm mirrored in my head. You're pouring with the seam side down. When the seam is facing down, it means the seam is at the top of the latte art, right? From the direction you're pouring, which is good because sometimes when you put lids on cups, people tend to put the lid on in the shape of the latte art. That's just like a psychological thing. But when you put the lid on the seams can sometimes in some cups, based on manufacturing, it goes day by day, can leak on the seams a little more than on the other sides. So it's nice to always have the seam facing down so that when you're putting the lid on, and especially if you're putting the lid on for someone else, which I don't recommend. I did work at a shop once. I'm talking so fast. I did work at a shop once. I did work once at a shop where we put the seam down and then we put the lid on for the guest, and we did it in such a way that you like held it like this and pushed it in where the lip was really far away from your fingers. I always felt really weird about doing that because I don't like putting my fingers on people's lids. That being said, I got kind of used to it and it ended up making service a lot smoother, as well as like people, if they requested it, they didn't have to have that done, you know. But when COVID came around, we definitely stopped touching people's cups, you know. All right, let's watch the pour. This is crazy because you're recording this while being harassed by this man. I'm just kidding. He's not. He seems sweet. He said, nice sunglasses. Little does he know he's being showcased on the internet to, it looks like 42 people now, but probably like 1,000 people later. I think you can start your pour a little sooner. I'm gonna mute you because I don't want to talk over you. I think you could start your pour just a beat sooner. I know these are to go cups. Do you work at a? Is this? I like this. These are not the Arabica cups. No, I'm silly. Jai, I was like thinking for a second because they're beige, and then I was like, wait, that's not what they look like. They look more brown than that, and they have or more beige than that. One time I didn't put a lid on in a rush and an ice drink, and the person crushed the cup and spilled the whole drink. And you never not put it on now. Iced drinks for sure. I think hot drinks are where people get kind of weird because typically with hot drinks, it's like the lip is part of the lid. Whereas, I mean, modern ice drinks, yes, they usually have those little lip lids, but in the past, ice drinks had the straw. That's not what the straws sound like. They go, you know. Um, I would start a little sooner. I think that because, like, watch here. See how you're cutting your ripple up super early. If you had just started like a little sooner, you could have emphasized the ripple. You could keep going, making a stronger ripple base. And then I'll just like this looks cool, but it would be so cool if you got like 6 ripples in there. You know what I'm saying? Like ripple, 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 then stop. Then do everything else the exact same. And it'll just look really cool, but that's like what I'm used to. Maybe it's not what you're used to. And then these layers, you're holding them just right. I see even with a swan. So like some people will argue, well, you don't need to ripple that much if it's a swan. I didn't see your question, Zaya. Can you repeat it in the chat? I don't know what you're referencing. So some people would like to say that like their wing doesn't really need to be big for a swan. I still think it looks more magnificent. I think that like it looks like the swan in the puddle, but it doesn't. But like if you're not gonna do the wing fully, then just do a solid layer. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do a wing, do it really. More ripples equals good. Exactly. The chat's got me. More ripple equal good. That's good. More ripple, more good. More ripple, more good. It's true. Just keep rippling. I like the second layer a lot. I like your wing a lot. I think maybe you could like get better on the feather a little bit. Maybe move to the side a little more with the feather towards you, like just kind of at an angle will kind of give you some separation and open up those leaves before you cut through them for the neck. Everything gets kind of smushed. It'd be kind of cool to see more color. I think otherwise the shape is great. Your technique is good. Swans are hard. Hold the beak a little longer before you cut through and give it a little wiggle if you think it's running out of milk. That way it'll like settle in the heart. Would you rather have decaf coffee for the rest of your life or a poorly roasted single origin coffees for the rest of your life? What do you mean by poorly roasted? Underdeveloped or overdeveloped? That'll help me answer that question. Very good, Swan. I think just like emphasize those ripples to the side and then lean in on that base a little bit and do more ripples on the base. Poorly roasted decaf? Oh, man. Wait, that's awful. That's the worst one. Aren't they all? I wonder what you say to this guy, though. Oh, man. Oh, we got milk transferring. I guess it's okay if you're going to do it immediately, but I don't tend to recommend milk saving. I recommend you just get the milk correct the first time. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to like dog on you or come at you. I don't like when there's extra milk because when you have extra milk, there's just a chance it sits out a little too long. And it just opens up the room for bad habits to be mixing. I would rather someone give me exactly the milk I ordered that's the exact temperature, steamed right there for my drink rather than someone's leftovers from earlier. Like if someone said, "Oh, I have this extra plate of noodles," I will not eat it. I'm not a leftover person. I really hate leftovers. Like I like my leftovers. I don't want anyone else's. I'm not like I'll give it out to somebody, rather than throw it away, but still. I would just try to portion less milk in the future if you keep finding you're having too much. And otherwise, it's fine. Like, I wouldn't diss it. And you're going to do another pour in this video? Oh, you're going to do the second one. Wait, this is... Okay, this is good. You started a lot sooner here. I like that. And you did more ripples here. Interesting. I feel like you corrected... Hold that. Okay, so you did correct some of the... That's actually really cool. You corrected all the things I just told you to do. Maybe even more ripples. But you did start sooner. It looks good. On the wing, you can ripple longer on the wing, or I guess the feathers, and emphasize them. It'll just make the swan really grow and look beautiful. You want our birds to grow. One time, you guys like stories. I was a kid, and I was walking across the street to go see my psychiatrist as a kid, because, I was on ADHD meds and stuff. And I was with my mom, and we saw this duck family, and the mom duck was walking ahead of the 6 or 7 little baby ducks, and then a car, trigger warning, ran over all the baby ducks. It was so sad. I'm sorry for depressing everybody. It was awful. They were as flat as pancakes. And the poor mama duck. She knew. It was sad. But every time I see swans, I think of that story. Um, these are really good. I see you're saying you're going to translate later. These are really good. I think just more ripples on the wing. Okay. So you said either decaf coffee or really highly roasted coffee. Is the stream lagging? I gave a brief warning. I'm sorry. Okay, so decaf coffee, high quality decaf, or really bad, really bad coffee, like over roasted coffee. Hmm. I think this is an interesting question because it's debating whether someone's into coffee for the caffeine or whether they're into it for the flavor. I would probably can the decaf be can the decaf be ethyl acetate EA decaf? Because if it can be ethyl acetate, I might do it. High quality decaf versus Starbucks, yeah, that's easy. I would do French. Yeah, not French roast. Sorry, I read the wrong. I read that while I was saying that. I would do the high quality decaf in that case. So Zaya, what are you saying? So can I do ethyl acetate? I don't really use mocha pots to do my latte art, but I would assume you'd want to donate a little bit more foam into your canvas. So like into your whatever you're using as like your crema or your milk or sorry, your coffee. So your coffee cup, if it's just liquidy coffee, then you should be donating a little more foam into it so that you can pour the foam on foam. Not too much, but like a little bit. So like focus on not having too watery of milk and having a little bit of foam present. You may even want to like swirl your milk like crazy, then let it sit for a beat so that the first initiation of pouring actually is more foam, which is counter to what you normally want to do. But in this case, we want the foam, right? We want some kind of foamy surface to resist our latte art because you can pour on liquidy canvases. They just tend to glide around a lot. Um, no carbon dioxide process. The only Zaya, why are both options terrible? Why YouTube is not allowing you to super chat? You're in Europe, but my YouTube account is in the US. That's weird. Also, thank you for the chat donation and saying I'm cool. Thank you. You're cool. You're cool. You're too cool. Thank you for the support. I hope that you enjoyed the critique so far. I hope that you get to work on that pour a little bit. It looks really good. Just focus on those ripples in the wing and in the swan's feathers, so the other wing. So while requested products is available for purchase in Europe, you need to purchase from a country that uses USD since the device store. Oh, okay. That's so weird. It's not letting you though. No win. I would drink the dark roast then. If you're saying it's bad decaf, then I would still then if it's bad decaf and it's bad coffee, I would go for the bad coffee that at least gives me caffeine. Plus, like I've had bad coffee. I've been to Italy. I have been to Italy. I actually really enjoyed the coffee while I was there because it tastes that very specific way of super dark. They smack the portafilter on shit and like it always channels. It doesn't matter because it's always going to have sugar in it. Also, I can always add sugar. I can't really add, I guess I could add caffeine to coffee, but if you're telling me the decaf already sucks, then I won't do it. Oh, you're near Bali. That's cool. I've always wanted to go to Bali. Indonesia's really, really cool. I've never been. I used to work at a cafe where the owners, I believe, were Indonesian, and we would have a lot of really fantastic food. Um, is latte art easy? It is when you've practiced it over and over and over again, and you have it built into your muscle and your technical memory. It can be considered easy for some. Some things aren't easy. It's kind of a, it's a, I don't think of latte art as easy or hard. I think of it like as a certain level of practice in what you're trying to do, what you're aiming to do, your threshold failure shrinks. So like as you practice more about a certain style, round spout, sharp spout, whatever you're into, you start to shrink your threshold of failure. So it's less likely you'll fail, which makes it technically easier for you and harder for other people. Why in the US Why in USA people take half calf coffee instead of ristretto? We never really got into the ristretto vibes here. I definitely think that there was like an era of ristrettos. Um, we just shops don't pull ristrettos because shops. I agree with you that it's kind of silly to do half calf in two regards. It's okay to do half calf if you're splitting the shot. Like if someone says, "Oh, I want a half calf," you pull a normal shot and then you just take one away, right? And then you, as the barista, get an opportunity to taste it among your staff. This is good practice. You're not really wasting coffee. You're using coffee smartly. Or if someone's like, there's a triple shot that just happens to be after that, you could always use that shot too. What if bald? Oh, I don't know. We'll come back to that. But yeah. So I think if you're doing the kind of half calf where you like take a little bit of coffee and then you take a little bit of decaf and you put them in the same portafilter, sinful. Don't do it. A lot of people do it. I was taught to do that at one point. Don't do it. I know you probably do it out there. I'm getting some love. I'm getting a lot of emojis and stuff. Should we add emojis? I think we can do that. I think I can figure that out. Who does the latte art God favor? Punk asses, honestly. I'm just kidding. Zaya, why are you trolling? Hold on one second. I will put you in timeout. I'm just joking with you. You're good. Because I know you're cool. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, half calf. So we don't really do ristrettos because people don't tend to like dial in for ristrettos here. And even if you just stopped the shot early, or if you dialed it in to be a longer shot, with potentially more channeling, we just don't do either one of those styles here. I think like stopping the shot early for a ristretto can change the flavor profile in a way that's unpredictable for your cafe. And you would want to have like a grinder specifically for it, or like a recipe specifically for it, or just a plan. I guess like you're going to dilute it with more milk anyway, so maybe you wouldn't notice it. But my best practice is to just pull a normal shot and split the shot to the side. Was I out of focus? I got to go back. This chat is going crazy. Y'all. Who is spamming all these little like... They're cute. Someone's shy. I'm okay with it. Honestly, if you want to keep spamming, it's fine as long as you don't offend anybody in the chat. Could figure out. Gosh, you guys are going so fast. Do I like chai lattes? Yes, actually. And I like a chai latte a lot. I like my chais dirty. I like them dirty, baby. I'm just kidding. That's gross. I didn't actually lick it. Bald or fringe bangs help? Do fringe bangs help with latte art? Is that what you're asking? Because I have fringe bangs. Some people call bangs just fringe. Yes, they do help. Sometimes they get in your eyes though, and that does not help. But they do help. Actually, I would say they hurt. They hurt because they make people think of you as weaker, younger, cuter. When I didn't have bangs, I was sharper. I was a shark. You could see they call me a unicorn. It's just my brow bone. That's all it was. I'm looking at you real harsh. I'm not a unicorn. I'm a brow bone. Having B. Bald or French helps? Yes. I live in Jakarta, Indonesia. Oh, cool. Really cool. I know there's a famous influencer out there that I'm a friend with who came into the city once and I made him coffee. We're going to get back into the video, don't worry. And I forgot what his name is, but he's like a very famous coffee influencer out there. He doesn't speak any English though, so we like are friends, but it's like tough. It's tough, DJ the barista said, Uh-oh, I'm in timeout. You're not in timeout, Zaya. I didn't put you in timeout. You can be. I can put you in timeout if you want to be. I'm just fucking with you. You're good. What do I think of Vietnamese coffee? I like it. I love it. I think it sounds good. I haven't had enough of it to make a more articulate opinion on it, but I do enjoy the amount I've had. When am I coming to London? London doesn't like my people. London doesn't like, anything about me, apparently. So I want to come to London really bad. I miss it. I miss the UK. I haven't been in a minute. It's been about a year and a half. But I go to Paris frequently. And so I like to go to Paris, Porto to see Lance and all his friends and all our friends. I said his friends, our friends. I've become friends with everybody there. If I'm ever in Brussels, coffee is on me. Okay. Bet. Bet. You love your people, not your politicians. I could say the same backwards. We could say the same in circles for the entire world. No, I'm talking about like trans people, dude. I'm talking about like how all of UK hates like queer ass people like myself. You know, y'all, your Supreme Court is like sketchy as hell. And so is ours. So is ours. I don't want to talk too much about it on live, but like the United States is not much better. But it doesn't make me feel comfortable, if that makes sense. I'm just doing my thing, living my life. I've heard of, I've had Spanish cortados, but you tell me what you like about a Spanish cortado. I've had a cortado, I think of like as many different types as you can get. I've never been to actually Spain though, like in person. I've been very close. Um, we love your people, just not your politicians is really funny, actually. Okay. How do I feel about modding your own picture, like adjusting your spout for tilting? I think it's fine. If you want to adjust your spout, adjust your spout. I think that's your spout. It's your spout. You do whatever you want with it. That being said, like, I'm kind of a purist. Unless the spout is really bad or it's a throwaway picture, I don't tend to mod them. I tend to keep them kind of the way they are. Yeah, that's my philosophy, but you can do whatever you want. All right, let's get back in here. Someone said, oh, DJ said banish. How many shots, just out of curiosity, why did I say that backwards? Did you pull during your busiest work day? Do you keep track? Like how many would require latte art? Like 50%, maybe less? If takeaway, thanks for your content. Are my messages not going through? Red, one second. What do you mean? Oh, I'm sorry, Red. I missed you. There was a lot of chaos in the chat. Do I still work in a cafe? No. I do not. I do this. I mean, I don't do streaming as like a career, but I do like YouTube, and I also do like other side gigs and stuff like that. I do photography for brands, and hopefully soon we'll have some merch. That'd be kind of cool. The scum bag. There was a cat back there. Let's keep going. Hey, thank you, Marcus. I love you. Thank you. Have I ever had an Ecuador cappuccinos? I cannot say that I have. I don't know what the difference is in that. Please tell me more. Just out of curiosity. Oh, this is the question I didn't answer. How many shots do I pull a day? I don't think I've ever counted. I know that like the busiest cafe I worked at did like 5+ K in sales. Like we were pretty busy. I'd say hundreds. I'd say hundreds of drinks, and most people get milk. I would say way more people get milk than don't. And you're probably looking at like 70% milk. The other ones are maybe like Americanos and, cold brews and shit and all that stuff. But teas, but most, maybe even more than 70%, honestly, has milk in it. Americans love their milk. A scumbag tote with an elephant. So what I was thinking, is that a scumbag tote, like a tote that just is a black tote that says scum on it, because it's the scum bag. The elephant can be on the inside. All right, let me go back up a little bit. I am furious about the recent judgments, but my whole circle is very trans-friendly. London is pretty accepting. That's fair. I agree. It was like, pretty bad when I went there last time, but it wasn't bad. Like nothing happened. Nothing ever happens. Well, I'm fortunate that a lot of the time nothing happens. Not every time for everybody does nothing happen. I am fortunate in that regard. But I do want to come out there. I'll come out. I'll come out this summer or next fall. How about that? Unless things get worse. How long did it take for you to be confident in latte art when you first started? I don't know much about the beginnings of your coffee life. I've been in coffee for over or almost 10 years now. And I started very early in my youth. And I worked at this one cafe. I always say this one joke, so you might want to, you're going to love it. I got a coffee job kind of reluctantly. I didn't really want to work in coffee. And then I needed the money because I just moved out of my treehouse in the woods where I was an artsy, fartsy person and didn't really pay a lot of rent. And so I needed money because I was living in Houston now, which is a big city. So I got this job at a local cafe dessert bar, and they let me go because they said I wasn't into coffee enough. And anyone who knows me knows I've told this story. I always say nothing sparks a fire like being told you can't do something. So I burned that bitch to the ground and committed arson. I didn't actually commit arson, but I did get a second job at the same time when I was working at a local restaurant where I was like a barista behind the bar, and I kind of taught myself coffee in the early days. I was going through a really bad breakup where I was living with my ex while they were dating someone who I also had dated, and we were like best friends and we were engaged at one point, and that all blew up and I had to live with them. It was crazy. So I would go to work on the days off. And so I kind of taught myself coffee at that off place at my on my off days. I would go in and just clean the machine. You know what I mean? And get some fucking shrimp and grits. And yeah, it took me a long time to get confident. I did not compete in my first throwdown for one entire year into my coffee career. But my very first throwdown, I won first place against someone who used to talk a lot of shit. He one time looked at me when I was still learning latte art, because this was actually when I was working at like a normal cafe, because I quickly pivoted to a normal cafe once a local barista saw that I was working really hard on my own at this restaurant behind the scenes. They were like, oh, we got to poach her and get her over at our fancy cafe, which would later screw me over. But I started working there, and one of the managers was like, Emilee, you know why I'm better than latte art than you? It's just because I've been doing it longer. A couple months later, I see this bitch in a throwdown. Sorry, this guy was just not my. He's cool. He's cool. We're cool now, but like it pissed me off. I'm very competitive. If you can't tell from all the trophies in the back, I'm a very competitive person. As soon as someone doesn't give me access or says no to something, I get really competitive. I'm just like, oh, I'll just do what you do better than you, you know? And like, you'll regret that. You'll regret that's toxic. It's toxic. It's definitely a trauma response. But yeah, so he was like, Emilee, you know, I'm better than you because I've done it longer. And then a month later, we were in a throwdown and he was in the finals with me and I beat him. And I was like, you know, I was going to almost say his name. You know why I'm better than you? I didn't say that to him though. And I used all the money from that winnings to, it was like $400. First throwdown I ever won, first throwdown I ever entered. And I went to San Francisco. And then I went on this date with this random dude in the middle of like Haight Street in Ashbury when I was trying on corsets. This is a crazy story. I was trying on corsets. He follows me, I think. And I was like trying on corsets and I needed help in the corset. So he came to the dressing room, this guy who was like running the store, and he kind of helped me. It was really hot. I'm not going to lie. This was like really, it was like, I was like, oh my God, there's this guy like helping me like, tie this corset. And then later he's like, hey, you want to stay after? And we'll like put, you know, what did they say? Put one in the air and like, you know, go to the back. And I was like, go to the back. Like there's a back. And we went to the secret little garden in the back. And then he took me, he said, let's go get lunch or let's go get dinner or whatever. I was like, okay. And he took me down this alleyway in the middle of San Francisco, right there on Haight and Ashbury. And I thought we were going to go in like to a dumpster. And he like knocks on this random ass door. And then we go inside and it's this beautiful lounge with just red carpet everywhere. And we go upstairs and there's this bay window that they seat us at, and there's a little rose on the table, and you can see all of Haight and Ashbury just sitting like just outside right there at the window. And we have just the best Indian food I've ever had in my life, and it was cute. It was a good date. It was a surprise date. I also got some sick kicks that day too. I just gotten new shoes. Very magical. Very magical. Thank you. It was fun. All right, I missed some questions. Also, we have paused on the video for a long time, so let's get back into it in a minute. It's been nice that this is what I like to do. I like to talk with you guys. I like to share stories with you guys. This is good. I guess the answer to your question, how long did it start to feel confident? Confidence was when I was able to do things better than the people that showed me how to do them. So I'd say, I mean, I was pretty confident early on, but I'm a pretty confident person. That's like, I just like, don't really care what other people vibe. You know, I'm like, I do me for the most part, unless it's like safe, unsafe. I will pre-order that bag today if it is going to exist. It is going to exist. I just need to confirm that we can get, I think, what do y'all think for the run? Should we do 50 or 100? 100 totes or 50? 50 totes or 100? Do things better than the people that taught how to do them. So my whole like philosophy with what I do here, yeah, 100 might be easier. What I like to do here is share knowledge that nobody ever shared with me. You know, I do this to help you guys because nobody helped me growing up in coffee. I was the underdog. People hated me in Houston because I loved latte art, even though I took just as many other things seriously, like espresso. One time I wanted to do a going away party when I moved to New York, and someone called me conceited for that. They said, oh, it's conceited that you want to do a going away party. I want to celebrate with my friends for the thing I love. I didn't do it. I let that person squander my opportunity to, or I guess that's not the right way to use that word. I let that person push me down. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. One time I was in an interview. This is also a side note story. And the interviewer was so rude. He was like the final interview after a bunch of amazing interviews. And he wouldn't look me in the eye. He would like kind of throw away all the statements I was making. He's like, what makes you think you're so qualified? Like he was a piece of shit. I won't dox the name of the cafe. It's a New York cafe. It's pretty popular, but it's not good. Anyway, knowing what I know now, I would never sit through that interview again. I would have looked him in the eye. I would have found his eyes. I would have said, hey, hi, hello. And I would have walked out knowing what I know now. Sorry, I get so hot. I get so hot. I have so many, like, all I'm saying to say is that, yes, do things better than the people that taught you. Don't be like, let that fire come up, you know? How many baby ducks die in this story? That's so funny. Every time I start a tangent, there is going to be a dead. It does not rhyme with barbucks. It rhymes with merch, actually. It rhymes with merch. Speaking of, how do y'all feel about that? You might know. It rhymes with merch toffee out here in New York City. He might have been a good person, but as far as like the way he was handling that interview, he was smug, rude, and cold. And it's like, if you're not going to look me in the eye, then why should I respect you for being an employer? You know what I mean? You're almost to my pores. And no. Oh, you don't have any videos? You just have pictures. I thought you were going to say you're going to leave. Don't leave. Okay, so Steve, what we're talking about is scumbag coffee merch. Yes, so we're talking about doing a bag that just says scum on it. I think it's a good idea. Scumbag. Yeah. It wasn't Duncan. I just said who it was. Duncan does not rhyme with merch. I have a more recent pour that I can post. It's the it's my record for Stacks. Oh, I see. I thought you were saying record. I read that weird English. If afterwards you want to jump to present. Okay, if you upload it now, we can do that this one time. Okay, guys, where are we? A person with weak character. Yeah. There's no pre-order. Oh, I can do it. I'll do a pre-order. That's a good idea. Okay. Furch. Furch is hilarious. With the elephant latte art inside. Okay. Ew, weird. You had an interview with them and he told me that since I'd worked at Starbucks when they were unionizing, he doesn't want them to try to unionize and ruin their company. Yo, that guy's a lot. I don't want to talk shit. I just mean is he for the people? Or is he for the dogs? Kind of loves dogs. It's like no diss. I don't talk shit. This is like on record. So it's like forever. That's why I've been vague. All right, coffee question. What would be your recommendation for somebody that's never had espresso before but does drink fancy pour-overs at home? I would recommend you do, like, are you going to make it? Are you going to go to a cafe and get it? If you go to a cafe, I would go somewhere very specialty. I would ask for their top shelf because you want to kind of work backwards, I think. Also, or you could just jump into the deep end and just take the worst espresso of your life and just sip it and then go and try to find the best espresso of your life. And then you can like compare and contrast. It's nice to compare and contrast. I would also say that if you are making it at home, then you should, the Church of Coffee is funny, Scourge. So good. You guys are almost there with church. You're almost there. Close in letters. But what would be your recommendation would probably be to do, you ordered a flare and canceled. You're feeling the right thing because of the fellow. Yeah, the fellow machine's good. So I would recommend maybe a 1-to-3 ratio of a really light roasted coffee. It would be really cool. It was really cool seeing you in the ads. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I would say that a 1-to-3 ratio, something a little more open and more light, would be closer to what you're used to. And then you can work backwards into the more thick sludge intensity. I would also recommend you get something more on the fruity, fun side, unless you typically drink washed coffees, obviously. But washed coffees can tend to be a little bit more acidic, pointed in espresso, depending on how you prepare it. It's like with those coffees, you definitely want to extract them properly, but most cafes don't. Most cafes don't. And so I would just trust the 1-to-3 ratio, or I would trust like something fruity that's going to punch through without being too acidic, potentially. You never know. Every cafe is different. Okay, we're going to get back into it. We actually like kind of had a really nice spike there. That's kind of cool. When I was talking my shit, we had a spike. I also have a question. I've been asked to meet with future next few months coffee shop owners who know nothing about coffee and explain the basics to them. What would you recommend to start with? I would just say that, coffee is this really amazing thing. It does come from a fruit, so there's a lot of effort that's put involved into it, to get it to us. And that just means we have to take good care of it. And there's ultimately a few things that you can do to make it really good and stand out, which is making sure you're very accurate in what you're using. So you're very consistent with your recipe, your dose, and your ratio. And then you're really consistent about how you grind your coffee, and you're paying attention to how long it takes to brew. Your grind size and your ratio are going to be the biggest impacts on your extraction in regards to like espresso and pour over, but like espresso for sure, it's more important, And yeah, I would actually have them try good coffee in front of you. Let them explain it to them, but also if you can get that in their hands, if you can make them do it, I think they'll enjoy it more. I think it's just more fun, hands-on learning, What's necessary, basically just dumb it down. Don't be too much. Just be like, coffee is a fruit. We should take good care of it. To do that, we grind it a certain way. We brew it a certain way. We want to make sure we're using hot water. We want to make sure we're using hot water because it needs to extract. And yeah, just be like, dumb it down, but make sure you're still speaking from the heart. Don't be like, oh, the crema has 3 layers. You know what I mean? Just like dumb it down. And yeah, if you're doing a filter coffee with them, try to make it as simple as possible. Be like, oh, we're going to do a 40-gram bloom, assuming you're using like 15 grams of coffee. I don't know. 40-gram bloom. And then we're just going to do 2 pulses of 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it simple. And then if you want to tweak it, you could do this and that. Like, don't let them go down the rabbit hole yet. You can send it now, but Freddie, if you send your latte art now, it just means we may not get to it until a later date, but we've done 3 streams in like a week and a day. So like, there's a chance we'll get to it. Don't worry. I'm going to be doing these more often to make sure we're catching up to everybody. We have done over 7 hours of streaming for this purpose. Okay, let's do another one. Let's get back into it. I'm not going to open your TikTok. I'm so sorry. I don't open links. All right. This is smoking. Why? Zaya, why? Zaya, is this an old video, or is your milk just really hot? What are you doing? Don't give me that side cock eye. Oh, ugh. Girl, that's a great, okay, I love this technique. So there's 2 ways to do, no, Zaya's in New York. Not forever, but for now. I doxed you, I'm sorry. 180 degree, why? Why? Y'all are so funny. I'm going to send y'all a little heart. How do I do that? 100. There we go. So I love this way of landing backwards and kind of following with it right as you land backwards to create this open layer right here so that it's an even frame. It's this technique where you want to do it with a round wine glass full of water. You land backwards and then follow and cut up with it. It's a very fluid motion. It's a little different than like landing, holding, and guiding while you hold over a longer time, which is going to create a more like fuller rounded monk's head. So if you do the technique like this, you're creating this crescent shape with a much more hollowed out middle, right? Because you're kind of staying with it the entire time. As soon as that stream lands, you're staying with the stream so that it's only really making that crescent shape of the spout. You are not letting it drift away from you too much. If you follow by staying close the entire time, you're going to fill in this section right here. It's going to be a monk's head. And I like to do that for myself because I like the technique. And I like how thick the border gets when you start to push layers into it. This is going to look really nice, I bet. Watch, because Zaya's really good. So beautiful. And what's cool about it is that when you do it that way, you do get a very even crema, or not even crema, sorry, you get a very even ring around it. That being said, there is this risk of it being a little like asymmetrical, kind of crinkled in certain areas. And you can kind of see it here. It's not like exactly even all the way through. And that's just the product of it not being a super clean monk's head. But it doesn't look bad. It looks fantastic. I just mean to say, like, different styles do different things with how they end up looking. And you can shape that out. Fantastic. I don't really have much notes for this, Zaya. You know what you're doing. Maybe, oh, actually, these layers right here, you're kind of holding them, you're kind of doing them a little rushed, and some of them are over wrapping. Notice how this first one's wrapping, but these aren't wrapping yet. You kind of want them to all wrap, ideally. And now these don't, and you have one big one on the outside that does. I think you could slow down, be more methodical about how much you're wrapping them at the time, because they'll all still rise up. They just don't have to all wrap based off the first one. You can kind of separate them a little, and by the time you get to these more inner ones, it'll start to wrap on its own. You won't have to push them so hard. You might even save some milk. You might even be able to go longer. If you are using the UJ pitcher, right, or Ivy or something, that layer I would have held a beat longer just so that it was more even, and then that layer is great, nice. You cleaned it up, a little asymmetry. That's okay though. Still really pretty. Maybe a little egg shaped, but honestly, it looks really nice. If you poured that at me in a throwdown, I'd be really mad at you. I would be like, I'd be mad. It's so pretty. No, I don't think you need to go thinner. I just think, not necessarily, maybe, I don't know. The way you poured it didn't make it look like it needed to be thinner. Especially with these layers right here. These already look kind of wispy. And then your top stuff was like a little bit limited in foam too, so I don't know if I would go thinner. Line clarity is just going to come from having like, well, your texture could be a little better. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily crinkly because it's thicker. Go hotter is so funny. Go hotter. Oh, thank you. You're pretty, I think. I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate that. I like this up here. I find your base, your wing, and your middle layer to be the most interesting looking part. I really love the hooks. I really love this like Batman-esque vibe. This section's nice. It's a little bit on the sloppier side in some of these layers right here. These could be all kind of wrap in more, like I said. And there could be just a little more color here. Just from like going a little higher, guiding in without pushing too deep. Get some more brown. Oh, hello. But generally, like, look, I'm nitpicking because it's the sake of nitpicking. I would have gone for a 3-stack on the very tip top too. I think that would look really cool. You'd want to allocate a little more space for it though. Spacing, yeah, just a little spacing. Just a little spacing. Just a little spacing. Nothing crazy. Spacing and placement are kind of the same thing. Like where you're going to put something is the same thing about how much space you're going to get. Like spacing is how much you're going to get. Placement is where you're going to go. So yeah, but they are kind of saying the same thing in this situation, right? Like where are the Clement dolls? Where are the Clement dolls? Oh, Dahlia's right back behind me. You want to see? You see her? She's right here, sleeping on the desk. Or not the desk, the dresser. Okay, Zaya, you're being silly now with that 4-ounce cup shit. You're talking your shit. It's fine. You guys want me to read audiobooks? Thank you. My voice hurts so much right now because it's just like hard to talk for so long, you know? Oops. My nose itches. I have like hair in my nose. Guys, I really want to get a vape today, but I don't have enough income, so we're going to start a vape fund. Support my bad habits so that my voice will stay raspy forever. Less is more? I don't know about that. Y'all like juggling? Do you like that? Is that your thing? I'm pretty good at it. Or you could do like over, right? Or you could do outward. Are you entertained? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry I didn't get to your pour if you're still working. I'm so sorry that I must go to work in oil and gas to well survey. I'm sorry. Right now I'm still working as a data acquisition field engineer. Cool. Hey man, you're killing it. That's awesome. I mean, oil and gas, I don't know. It depends on if you're destroying the planet or not, but like, I'm glad you have a career. I'm glad you get paid to be a person. That's cool. Um, your level of talent makes me sick. No, not the skull. Speaking of skulls, I got a skull right here with headphones on. Oops, fuck. Sorry. So I don't know about y'all, but I get a lot of issues in my jaw. You probably notice on the stream I like poke this side of my jaw. I'm poking where the masseter muscle is, right here, and it like hurts right here. That's where my jaw hurts, right here. So I'm always poking that spot. For anybody who saw, how do you know there's grinders in my cabinet? For anybody who's seen the video of my matcha, where there's a little secret thing inside this skull, do you guys remember what it is? Without telling the chat if you know. Anybody want to take a guess what's inside the skull? You can't spoil it. What's inside the skull? What do you think? To be or not to be? That is a question. The roaster, maybe. You might be able to have the roaster, Zaya. I don't really use it. All right, guess in the chat before I open it. If you saw the vid, don't. Brain is close. Brain is very close to what's in here. I would say brain is the closest so far. It's my vape. I don't have a vape, guys. I need a vape fund. Donate to the vape fund. You ready? This is another skull. It's just another one. Pretty fun. I like to... I hope when I pass, when I get, you know, when I move on, when people find all my stuff, they're like, what the heck? Okay. I feel like, Zaya, you're trolling me. I don't know if you were here earlier, but, all right, guys, I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick, and then we're going to do one more. We're going to do another, we're not one more. We're going to do a bunch more. In the meantime, though, you guys got to do, hold on. I'll be right back. All right, I'll be right back. I'm back. I also had a little bite of a bagel. I say bagel normally, not like what's her face, Britta from Community, but my mouth is full of bagels, so I said it weird. We're back. I don't like to really eat on camera like that. Like I don't like to chew. So sorry if I'm like, you know. I wonder how old the coffee in my hopper is. There's coffee in my hopper, and I feel like I should probably use it at some point. Okay. I know I played the same weird video. I should probably have 2 of those. What do you guys acting natural? Why? Sleep paralysis demon is so funny. I think that would be super good. Hold on. I wonder if I can do that. Hold on. I love the other day when I did the pizza one, I did that while we were talking. So like as the pizza was coming, I made that in the background. I'm looking at my like Canva really quick. So give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can do that. I just want to see if I can find sleep demon. Kind of. Here. I'll replace all of these with like this is crazy stuff. Hold on. And then we'll download it in the background and then we'll do it for the next time. I need a break. There's only 1 sleep demon? That's weird. It's not even a sleep demon. It's just a demon. I want more demons. Give me more demons. That's good. There we go. Excuse me. What is that? I don't even think I can post this. That's crazy. Guys, look at this. What is that? I think I just summoned something in my house by showing you that. What the heck? I gotta go back to the chat. I don't know what everyone's saying. I know my cat's being a little needy. Come here, Dahlia. Come here. Come here. Everyone wants to see you. They love you. She did that while yawning. She went, very cute. We met at SCA. You were one of the friendliest of all the coffee influencers. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I guess like I'm just a person. Aren't we all just people? I'm just a person. I do my best. Thank you. I try. Thank you. That's very kind of you. My whole thing is like when I meet people, I really try to like be present, be one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? It's real. People are real. I would be nowhere without people. And no one really helped me in the beginning, so I'm all about helping others. That's my vibe. You are so cute. All right, guys, 1 second. My cat's like, I'm going to go grab her. Hold on. We're cutting to this really quick. I'll be right back. Hold on, baby. You smell weird. You want to say hi to everybody? See, I'm Dahlia. I'm a friend to all of ya. I'm a friend to all of ya. Where's Clementine? She's a friend of mine. She's a friend of mine. She's having a hard time. Whew. Stay here with me, Dahlia. Judge Lart with me, Dahlia. We're gonna flip her. I know she loves and hates this. It's okay. She loves it. She loves it. She won't admit it. Okay, let's get back into it. Can you ask a clarifying question? Of course. If it's about clarification, like mocktails or cocktails, I might not know. Oh. Okay, it wasn't her. It was her. Well, she was her, but her butt didn't like smell bad. You know what I mean? Sometimes cats have this, they have a gland, and if you accidentally touch their butts a certain way, their gland can, it's gross. It can like, she doesn't have that. She had it when she was younger, so that's why I check. Because I have had times where like my shoulder was so smelly after. What have you been told by different people? Let's see it. All right, Zaya, we're getting off this stupid wing. I'm just kidding. It's so pretty. Weird is the only way you know how to be. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Be weird. Be weird. Be weird. I don't mind. I don't mind. It's all good. M's cat also is weird. Oh, you mean the look right there? That's funny. That's my baby. She's got the like shark eye, snake eyes, you know, cat snake eyes. 3 lattes. Wait, what did it say? What did you say? 3 lattes and 1 cortado. This is the evolution of 2 shots, 1 cup. So nice here. I think you could do a few more ripples. Your base looks underdeveloped, but it is nice, but you didn't get as much contrast and like definition as these other layers, meaning you're not close enough to the surface. Zach already asked the question. I got to go back then. Okay. Y'all got to understand. I'm reading a chat when I was gone. So where is the question? Can you put the question back in the chat? I don't see it. It's also because Zaya and Zach are very similar names, and I think I'm getting them mixed. Not mixed, but like I'm scanning over. I'm not seeing a Zach that posted a Q. Dahlia, it's okay. Luna, you're back. Welcome back. Dahlia, come here. I will take the wheel down if you're just going to sit there and sit on it and meow. All right, guys. I'll be right back. I know I'm going to do the thing one more time. I'm going to go get her one more time, and then we're going to start these pours again. Listen, don't go away. Don't go anywhere. I just got to take the wheel off because she's going to run on it the entire stream. If I don't, I got to go give her some attention. All right. I'll be right back. Remember, I'll be right back. Okay. You like the new waiting screen, Zach? Thank you. I have a lot of weird things going on right now. I have a lot of weird things going on right now. The sleep paralysis demon will just be next time. Or I don't really know if I want to work on that right now because I want to give you guys attention. But please, Zach, can you repeat your question? Oh, here it is. Sorry, I see it. Wiggling for Rosettas or base, do you use wrist movement or elbow movement? It's not about either. It's about the pitcher's movement. The pitcher needs to move. It's, and you can do different bases. This is like the fundamentals of any base is you either zigzag and you're dragging. Hold on. Let me do something really quick. I'm just going to take this off so that I can like explain this to you without it being on the screen. So in case I want to clip it later. So like, or I want to use it, you know, in a thing. So the question is wiggling for Rosettas. Is it in the elbow or the wrist? And it's not, it doesn't matter which one. I have a giant Brita filter here. This is a good example. Elbow, wrist. I mean, they're kind of the same thing. I also use my middle finger. Sorry, I didn't mean to flick you off. When I'm pouring, like this is a lens, I'll like push it with my middle finger. I love how I have everything but a pitcher next to me right now. I should have prepared. I like push it with my finger. Like it doesn't really matter. Like at the end of the day, I tend to be like finger and wrist. I don't think it matters. I think it's all a matter of how you like to pour, whatever helps you get the ripples, especially if you're using like a handleless handleless pitcher. If you're using a handleless pitcher, it might make sense to use the elbow, but I'm a big believer in like pour low, pour by your waist, get that bird's eye view and let it flow. Just go, just get in there. Get in there and do those ripples. Don't be afraid. They're going to happen regardless of how you hold it. As long as you don't hold the pitcher too loose. That is pretty much it. Like if you hold it too loose or if you push it too fast, that's where you're going to have issues. But if you just try to like let that, flow happen. Yeah, middle finger is definitely like the best one because of style points. It's It's really cool to have the middle finger while you're pouring. It looks cool. That doesn't show it very well. I wish I had more coffee. It's too late for coffee. It's 8 o'clock. Oh, okay, guys. I gotta go give my cat water. I'll be right back. She needs water. Her little water fountain was unplugged for the sound. Hold on, baby. I got you. Not this. Oh gosh. Oh, the camera's already low on battery. Well, dang. That's okay. We have infinite batteries. I'm all about the fingers and the wrists. You can quote me on that. I'm all about the fingers to the wrists. You can quote me on that. Unsupervised. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, get closer to the base on this one. This is better. This is better. It's probably because you're using a to-go cup. You're able to kind of take your time and get closer later. Oh, you used to use it's funny because you used to use, oh, I'm not even showing you guys the screen. I'll make sure to switch it back. Don't worry. It's funny because I used to do the normal grip. But then I saw you pour with the middle finger and started doing that. That's fantastic. I love the middle finger. It's my favorite. Okay. So in this case, you do it a lot better because you get some wings. Those wings are really crisp. They're nice. You're kind of doing that thing that happened earlier where you were not rippling on the upcut. My cat's going to use the litter box, so y'all are just going to have to deal with that sound. Can you hear it? Can you hear her? You got to assimilate to the middle finger. Oh, she's taking a mad poop. She's taking a poop. That's crazy. After we were holding her and stuff. Gross. What a freak. You can see it now. Cool. Okay, we're in. We're so in. These pours are great. These layers could be tucked in deeper to each other so that they all wrap. Unless that's what you're going for, is like, I actually kind of think that's cool. If you were able to do like this look of where they don't wrap and they always just kind of almost wrap, but they stay like a column, like all the way down. Hold on. Holding for cat poop sound. Oh, dang. I'm not going to talk about it. Just to listen, Zach. Don't listen to anybody who tries to tell you there's one way to do something. Rounded pitchers can do sharp spout lines. Sharp spout lines can do round lines. Wrist, elbow. Everyone has their technique. I like to pour from the that room starts to smell bad. It will be fine. She's good about covering it up, and then I'm gonna clean it as soon as it's over. I keep it pretty clean. Cat poop though. Just don't like listen. Don't be rude to people. Like listen to them when they give you advice, but also like even with me, like take it with a grain of salt. Everyone has a different technique. Everyone's brought up differently. Everyone has a different way of doing it. I just think that you got to find out what works for you. It would just be like, oh, I use a wide paintbrush when I paint that style. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. I've been using it with a small one and that's been giving me my results. Whatever gives you the results is what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Every artist is different. The chat won't let you say, what? What do you mean? Oh, it won't? It doesn't let you? That's crazy, actually. I have no idea. I did not put it's got moderation, but it's like light moderation. I can't, maybe by light moderation just means like, can't say poo poo and stuff like that. It's like, oh no. I love how I can watch hours or like a whole 10-minute stream of cockachinos, but I like start to laugh at poo poo. I don't want you to be censored. Look, wait. Some people are able to do it. Jess, what's going on? Maybe you're the one who's censored. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's just you. Okay. I'm just kidding. Okay. Yeah, it would be really cool if these three stacks went all the way down with an equal amount of distance from each other. I've never seen someone do that. You know what I mean? Like multiple stacks, but you would have to hold them at a certain distance and flow rates so that they became kind of this like long cylinder, and it would look phallic. You would put that in the Coccacino Discord, but it would be cool. It would be new. I've never really seen anybody do like flat stacks. I like how you did it here. I would love to. I just want to see you do it. Just do it. It's not technically something I would teach you to do, but I love it. But yeah, I would tuck these 3 layers in, and then that top part's perfect. This layer's great. These ripples are good. I'd love to see them come up sooner and higher. Maybe push these layers deeper so that it wraps a little more, but also add a few more wings. Don't be afraid to do like 9 wings. DJ, you're great. That's good. That's good. One-handed juggling's nothing. I would grab the other ball, but it's like, I guess I can juggle. I used to have friends who would get really annoyed because I used to like pick up candles and stuff in like not grocery stores, like department stores and things or whatever. And I would juggle them, and sometimes they'd break. Sometimes they break. Wait, hold on. I can do better than that. And then you can do like over. Right. I was showing everybody this earlier. Because they juggle. I like to juggle. Oh, shit. Wait. I be juggling life, bro. I be juggling life. Oh, shit. I fucked up. Oh. Fudge. Okay. Enough of that. Silly. This one's actually starting to break. And so it's like, beads are falling out, you know. There it goes. Cat choking hazard. Good pour. Can you get better at latte art if you only do 1 to 2 cappuccinos a day? I'd recommend you record yourself if you're able to do that. If you are able to record yourself, why am I like House MD? What way am I like House MD? Because that was loud. Because I can diagnose your pour, or because I can juggle. Juggle break, juggle break, juggle break. Oh, shh. I was trying to make that one go over my shoulder. Like that. Hold on. Wait, hold on. You gotta see it. Oh, shh. It's a little harder from sitting down. He has a ball he juggles whenever he's locked in on a case. Are you like a Big House fan? I watched that growing up. I had all the DVDs. I never finished it. I got all the way up into season 8, and then I was like, season 8 was kind of like, meh, and I didn't really finish it. My nose is so itchy. Cat hair. Goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. All right. Back to reality. Whoops, there goes Emilee. Where am I going? That was pretty good. House is actually like not terrible. It's a pretty good show. Like, it's formulaic and all that, but Hugh Laurie's really good in it. And I really like season 4, and I like everything up until season 4, I think, or up until after season 4. I really like season 1's okay. I remember really liking season 3 and season 4. I think 4 was my favorite, which is controversial. I really liked it. I think it's something. Season 4 is peak. Yeah, it was something about the student element to it that was really good, and they just had a really good story. And then I think they kind of came back with 7. 7 was like their second better one, right? That's actually like the rule. That's the same thing that happened to Dexter. Was like 7 was good, and then 4 was good, right? In Dexter, it was like the first 4 seasons were good. So, okay. Season 12, you silly. I know enough to know you're a fool. So funny enough, my most recent like partner, we watched Dexter together, and they trolled it so hard. They're like, this is like not a very good show. And I was watching it and I was like, actually, wait a minute. You're so right. It's campy. It's silly. It's super masculine. It like didn't age well with time. It's very like, it's got some good moments, but it's also kind of like, how do I say? Like, it's very like patriarchal or whatever. It's like just not it doesn't work in 2025. And they're trying to reboot it. I watched New Blood. It was actually good up until the end. It was dumb. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Dexter. Dexter's one of those like guilty pleasures. Like I watch it because I watched it when I was young and I'm curious where it's gonna go, and they won't let it die, and I will watch it, but I don't know that it's good. Yeah. So you went back to Dexter last year and hated it, yet you remembered it as having been good. Yeah, that's the same experience I had. So like as I was watching it with my partner, I was like, "You're right. This is bad." Like not to diss Jennifer Carpenter, but like her early stuff, she got much better over the seasons. And all the acting's good, but she's like kind of cringy in the beginning. I know it's gonna have a new season. I know, and I'm gonna watch it for sure. If it's good, I think he's gonna be in New York. Like I think they shot some of it in New York, and that's a crazy scenario that you got shot by your kid and you go to New York. Spoilers. I mean, like that's not gonna work. Like I don't know. It's gonna be funny. It's just so hard to watch something like Dexter, knowing that like there was a point when Dexter was getting so bad and Breaking Bad had come out. Like whether or not you're a Breaking Bad fan, I love Better Call Saul. It's probably my favorite show, but maybe not my favorite show. But it's good. It's good. But Breaking Bad came out when Dexter was still on TV, and Dexter's like style was going down really hard at the time when some of the TV was creating its most brilliant work. I mean, it didn't hold up even back then, I think. One thing I will say that's like a controversial opinion about Guilty Pleasure Dexter. I've never read the books. I've heard they're kind of intense and weird. But one thing I've heard, or one thing I feel about Dexter very strongly, is that season 5 is actually really good. It's heavy. If you don't like to talk about like SA, it's heavy, but it's probably one of their best seasons. Looking back, it was the most grounded season with the least amount of camp. And it was so good. There was one scene though. I don't know if I have a favorite show. I guess I have a lot of inspiration. I take a lot of like cinematic and like I would say like philosophical meets cinematic meets storytelling vibes from Fargo. I really like Fargo. I wouldn't say it's my favorite show. I just really like it. I really like Better Call Saul. I really love, anything with Nathan Fielder in it. He's so funny. I don't know if I have a favorite show. Severance was good. I think like my favorite show artistically so far has been Better Call Saul because it really does earn its slow burn, and there were so many moments in that my jaw dropped, and also artistically it's brilliant, and there's this like sense of dread. I think I'm like connected to that sense of dread, probably because I'm so silly and weird in life that I like the sense of dread. So like Fargo hits that, and then Better Call Saul hits that. Dexter's fine. It doesn't really hit my sense of dread. That's just more like guilty pleasure, past tense, Emilee. Other than other than Queerbait House is so damn good for his self-destructive habits and how complex the relationships between all the characters are. Absolutely. The characters have really complex relationships. I do really like, obviously House is the star. I think I get a lot of my like destructive tendencies from him. I probably learned that from him. You can ask something latte art related. Actually, please ask something latte art related as we, talk through these. One of my favorite characters from Better Call Saul. Yo, I have not seen the rehearsal season 2 yet. I'm about to watch it. Don't spoil it. I've seen some spoilers, obviously, because it's all over media, but like, I'm so excited. It is, my nose itches so much from that cat hair, y'all. Ooh, yeah. Better Call Saul has great characters. I really love the character who's like the is he German scientist who like has to say goodbye to his wife by like yelling at her. That's so sad. That's so sad. Ugh, okay. My hair is doing something. Okay, what is this latte art question? And let's get back into the pores because we're just sitting around talking about chibi now. We have fun. These are fun. I actually really enjoy doing this with you guys. I wasn't going to go live today, and then I decided to do it because I thought it would be fun to hang out with you. I was recently in Rochester, too. That was kind of fun. I went out to Rochester to hang out with some buddies and shoot some content for their channel, Whole Latte Love. So you'll be seeing some really cool like content coming out from Whole Latte Love. We poured with camel milk. That was cool. I got to drink camel milk. No spit. There was no spit. but it was camel milk. It was gross. It didn't taste very good. You guys are too good. You guys are too good. If the milk's too thick, should I dump some into the sink? If the milk's too thick, you should try to transfer over to another pitcher. And if you have to dump, like you have too much milk and you got to dump from the side of the pitcher, like the side, not the spout. If you dump from the side, a lot more of that foam is going to fall off the surface on the top than like a hair on my nose. If you dump from the side, a lot more of that foam is going to pour out than if you did it from the spout. I have a Gaja with the PID so I can control somewhat the temperature. Cool. Was there more to that? That's good. It is, okay, so camel milk is very earthy and barnyardy. It's also salty. Very salty. I have had unprocessed cow milk. I don't remember why I had unprocessed cow milk. I know I've had it in my life before because I've tried it. I remember it. You mean unpasteurized? Oh, my nose. I'm gonna scratch my nose over here. Maybe I'm like slightly allergic to cats. That would be surprising. That'd be surprising. Right before I did ask my question, I'm sorry. It's okay. I'll go find it. There's so many in the chat. Y'all are so fun. You said, can I ask you something latte related? And then it goes, Dan, Luna, Ian, Luna, Dan, DJ, Snowpop. And you have a Gaja with a PID so I can control the temperature. And then I don't see the question. So you said, is the question before? I'm going back pretty far now. I don't know where your question is. Oops. Ask again. I got you. Is your question just not popping through for some reason? That's really weird if it is. It should be. Is it in the... Hold on. Is it in the Q&A? How do I do this? Is the Q&A going to propagate here? Or does it propagate... I'll just find out. I don't really know how to do these things. I'm new to this. No, that takes me to my channel. That's not what I want. Okay. We're going to end this. We're going to end the Q&A. But you can ask me anything you want. Just ask me right here. You have a hard time figuring out when the milk is right. What do you mean? Like temperature-wise? Or like texture-wise? Temperature, I'd recommend a thermometer while you're learning to feel it by hand. Or they also make these really cute stickers that you can put on your pitcher. They're like these little stickers. I'll put like a little thing here and if I ever edit this into something. And gosh, they're like they're heat activated so they can tell you when your milk's too hot. They tell you when you messed up, essentially. When you say raw milk, are you meaning cream top milk? Or are you meaning raw milk from the cow? So you said texture is your issue. It should be like paint, but by the time I pull it out to check, it's too late. Okay, what does it feel like? Is it too stiff or is it too thin? Is your latte art watery or is your latte art kind of crunchy? There's nothing you should really check while steaming. Goodness gracious, my nose itches so much. Okay, there's nothing you should technically check while steaming. The technique is to get the air in the very beginning. Gentle injections of air, little tss, 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 tss. Because what you're doing is you're putting in tiny bubbles that are going to get broken up into tinier bubbles versus big bubbles that get broken up into tiny bubbles. You want tinier going tinier. So tinier going tinier. Straight from the teat. Fun. What do you mean you pull out too early, sometimes too late? You should try to just do it the same way every time once you do it the right way. Like I would just say, like if you're changing your technique every time, then you're gonna never get the same technique, right? Like if you must time your milk, but it's really more about feel. So like the way I like to steam milk is I take the steam wand, I put it on the pitcher. Soda, just tell me what your question is here if I don't see it. I'll answer it. Take the steam on, put it on the pitcher, obviously angle it. Get the air in first. That's the first priority, is to get the air in to your milk. Little bursts of air. And then, I know my nose is itching so much. I also need an antihistamine. I don't know why it's itching so much. It just feels like I got a hair on my nose and it's never satisfied. It's very frustrating, actually. I'm in the live stream because of it. Okay, so initiate the steam wand, turn it on, and then the first thing you want to do is make sure you're submerged underneath the surface and immediately try to get air in there gently. I like to just get a few spurts. If it's a cheap, weaker machine, I will get a bunch of spurts over a long period of time, and they will be gentle spurts. If it's a more powerful machine, like a Marzocco, I will get two small, pretty medium, small size spurts or so. No, you're good. You're asking the right things. You're asking, how do I make it consistent? The consistency comes from like doing the same technique every time. So this is going to be, you have to work back here. Oh, it's a gaja. Okay. You got to kind of work backwards here. When you're looking for milk to be textured, it's hard to explain on chat, but there's a certain sound you'll get. If you are not integrating enough air, your milk will scream at you. It'll sound very sharp. And if you're integrating too much air, it'll kind of start to sound a little hollow. But generally, like, I'm so sorry. I keep scratching. It's the worst. Generally, just, yes. So if the wand is weak, you would steam for a longer time. You're always steaming for the amount of time it takes you to warm up the milk to your desired temperature. That is your time limit, right? There's no rule. I just hate when people say like, oh, steam for 3 seconds or like texture for 3 seconds, go fuck yourself. Fuck you. Sorry for my vulgarity, demonetize myself, but screw you. Like, that's not a thing. That person who you just told that to is going to have, a machine that takes 30 seconds to steam or to texture the milk. Or someone's going to work on a Marzocco and it's going to take literally 1 second to texture the milk, and then the rest is just polishing it in Vortex. This is what I'm saying. Like, I hate those videos. Anybody who gives you that advice doesn't know shit about latte art. I'm sorry. Just come here. Come here. This is your home. This is your home. Hello, my baby. Welcome in. That was like a little cringe talk right there. Welcome, my baby. Oh no, my juggling ball really broke. So I got a little excited there. I got a little hot. You can tell I care about like latte art a little bit too much. Steaming for volume is more consistent. It's kind of a visual thing. You really only, like, people will say like a certain percentage. I sometimes just kind of average the percentage. I don't even know if it's like exactly like 10% more foam, 15% more foam. You know what I mean? I just kind of average it. I have used granulated cylinders before to measure it, but I don't remember the numbers. I wrote them down somewhere. I will find it. It is hard to get the hang of it. I'm not trying to discourage you. I would just say, like, turn on the steam wand, try to get that air in over a longer period of time, gentle injections, but, with the gaja, if it's super weak, don't be afraid to kind of give it every once in a while, kind of a medium injection, speed up the process. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get the air in as quick as possible so that the rest of the time we have steaming, we're mixing it. Because the mixing is what's really going to get that foam to be tighter and more velvety, more micro foam. I have a video coming out soon. I keep dropping all these, like, I'm dropping a video soon, and then I do 3-hour live streams. But I have a video coming soon on how to really steam milk, and I'm going to show you guys different techniques on different machines, because people like to say the technique stays the same, and that's generally true. But like I said in the last stream, before I like flashed everybody, is when you're sorry, I gotta live that one down. I got a taste for blood. Now I want to do it all the time. What was I saying? Oh, no. What was I saying? Somebody help me. Help me in the chat. Right? I said it just right before I flashed everyone. What was I saying? What was I talking about? I have ADHD. How to steam. I also have a volume. Okay, listen. Volume is smart. So like knowing if you have your milk here and you make it too thick and it ends up here, okay, well then eyeball it to kind of be here. The only tricky thing is that I'm just reading the comments. It says the video's lagging. Okay. The only tricky thing is that your milk is sideways, right? The pitcher's tilted. So Oh, you want me to actually steam? I guess I could, but it would take time to set up. If you wait, I don't really want to do that. I'll do that next time. Oh, actual steam. You're referencing my video. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying go do it. I was like, I don't want to go do it right now. Oh, so some people say the technique is always the same. Yeah. This is not a diss to anybody who says that. The technique is generally the same. It is generally the same. It's just that each machine is going to have a different angle you got to kind of work at, and how long it takes for you to get the air in. But we're generally doing the same thing. Get the air in first, mix it around, right? Oh my goodness. I made it so long without scratching that one. So the angle changes machine to machine, and so does how much air you're putting in over amount of time. This is why I don't like when people say 3 to 10 seconds, because like if you're working on Gaja or you're working on Barista Express, Breville, Sage, oh my goodness, Breville or Sage, it's going to take you longer than 3 seconds to get the air in. And if you think it has to take 3 seconds, that means you're going to burst a bunch of air in there and your milk's going to be thick. Yeah, it is really tricky. Everyone is absolutely, okay. I wonder if everyone is purging the wand before steaming the milk. Definitely purge the wand before steaming the milk. Always purge the wand. What trait should I get hired / be more competitive? Wait, let me read this. Compared to other applicants when I can only work part-time, why my oat milk can't pour fine lines? Wait, I'm sorry, Soda. I'm sorry. 1 second, guys. I just got to scratch my nose like crazy. It's the worst. It is just driving me up the wall. I don't even know why it's happening. I'm not allergic to cats. I'm allergic to 3-second steam ones. Here's my question. Hand raised. What trait should I get hired / be more competitive? I don't know what you mean by that sentence. What trait should I get hired / be more competitive compared to other applicants? What trait makes you get hired and is more competitive compared to other applicants? Some red flags you should avoid when getting hired as a barista is coming in and trying to correct people. They don't tend to like that. Come here. Oh my gosh, my nose itches so much. Come here so I can itch my nose more. Come on. You're so cute. How much longer are we gonna go? I'm gonna go maybe 30 more minutes because I really want to go get a vape, and we need vape fund. So everybody donate in the chat for a vape fund. I'm kind of joking. I'm also kind of not. They're like $40. I've been really good. I haven't had one in weeks. Support my bad habits. I'm just kidding. Weaker wand last stream. I don't know what you wanted to add. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. This is the worst. My nose just, it's going to turn red. And now my chin's itching. I might actually be allergic to cats, actually, or something around me right now. Yeah, so purge your steam wand. What kind of vape? The best kind of vapes. The only kind of vapes. I can't say them on YouTube, This is so cool that you're swirling the milk backwards, like the spout is facing you. That's so cool. Y'all don't have to indulge my bad habits. I was just joking. I don't actually use the donations y'all give me for vapes. It goes straight to like my fundraiser for my gender surgery shit. YouTube takes YouTube. I don't even know if Discord can donate. We'll talk about that later. That's nice of you to consider that. You could donate to my GoFundMe in my bio if you haven't already. If you have already, then of course, like don't overexert yourself, But GoFundMe doesn't take I don't think a big of a portion. They take like a percentage fee, but they don't do like a crazy amount. Like YouTube takes 30%. So the other day we got $60 donations on our first stream, and I ended up getting I think $40 from that or something like that. And that was after people also watched. Guys. Thank you so much, Roy and Red Yankee Rose. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. Stop it, DJ. You already donated last time. You're so sweet. Thank you. Also, while I have you guys on the subject, wait, what's 30? Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot. I need like a nose, like a muzzle for my nose. Luna, what did you say was 30? What's 30? Oh, 30%. Sorry. I'm out of it. Yeah. Yes, 30%. This is going to be the stream. Someone should cut this up. I should cut this up because I'll be the one downloading it. I guess you all could do that too. You could download my videos and then just cut me being like, all these like, sorry, those moments. That'd be really fun. That's like the Emilee or Bimily, Bimily Bryant. Yeah. Guys, we literally, your kind donations have got us basically to the price of the vapes. I promise I won't use it for that, but I also that's very reassuring that if I did use my own funds for that, we're not in the hole. Anywhere. Okay, so the GoFundMe, Dr. Mike, also hello. The GoFundMe is in my Instagram bio. I apologize. It's not here. I should put it here. If you go to my Instagram bio, and also Instagram's a hell of a time. We have a good time over there. Oh, Dan, you're so right. We got to do cappuccinos first. Hello. You're not the Dr. Mike, right? The famous one on YouTube. You're a different Dr. Mike. Also, Dr. Mike, I think I noticed you were in my Patreon at one point, and I appreciate your kindness for supporting my Patreon, even if for just a month, whenever it was. I really do appreciate that because I don't tend to post on that a lot, but I know that people tend to donate to support me there, and I do try to post there. I actually post a lot of previews, What about a cappuccino? Soda, thank you. That's very nice of you. Soda, did I answer your question? You asked a question. Did I answer it? Oh, wait, I didn't. I got distracted by the cat. Okay, Soda, I'll answer your question right now. So things I would look for in a barista when hiring is there's some red flags you want to avoid. One is complaining about your last job. Never complain about your last job in the interview. You can tell about your coworkers, sure. Two, when you start to meet your new coworkers, let them gossip to you first, because typically when I get hired to a place, the first thing people tell me is how much they hate it there. Hold on. Fixing the camera, don't worry. This is a good moment for me to scratch my nose, though. Just put your message in here right now, Soda, and I got you. Oh, wait, that battery's gonna die too. Okay. We are efficient. I'm learning how to do this. It's okay, Jose. We're back. Jose, I think one of your pours was the first one I reacted to. So if you go to the beginning of the live, you might be able to find it. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was somebody else. I don't know why I think it's you. It might have been you. It might not have been you. I don't remember the username. I just remember in my head thinking, is that Jose? Oh, yeah, it might be. Okay. So, do y'all enjoy this? Do y'all enjoy this? Be honest with me. I wasn't going to stream today, but I really, really enjoy this. Like hanging out with you guys and scratching my nose, Cool. I'm glad you guys like this. I want to see if we can't get 100 people in the chat eventually, down the line. I don't know that it's going to be on this channel. Maybe I should do these on another channel. Do you guys think I should do that? I'm also usually doing something else on the side, Sean. When I listen to live streams, I tend to do other things in the background. It's nice when there's a theme. Yeah. You like the nose scratching? Oh, I can't stop. I should do Twitch. Okay, so this is actually something before I finish answering the question from Soda again. I was going to say a minute ago, we should do Twitch. And what games? We talked about this in the last stream. We talked about coffee games, but I don't want to those. I looked into some of them. They kind of are a little boring. Some of them. And so I want to do fun stuff with you guys. Um, I'm send. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Um, Snowpop, you're the goat today. You're the goat from Severance. You get to live another day. You don't have to do James. Just do this on Twitch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that. Like, I know I can do like, I know that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will do that. Like, listen. Right now, I'm just in like a warm up phase. I'm like, I want to play around with OBS on my own, just through live, through YouTube, you know. And soon I have a Twitch. I will tether my Twitch, and we will start doing that. Or Twitch or itch. That's hilarious because your girl's nose itch real bad today. You can dual stream, yes. And you can use like outside apps too to do even more cool stuff. I'm looking into that right now. I've just been kind of like playing around with the getting used to talking to people for 3 hours bit, you know, 4 hours and stuff like that. I wanted to kind of foster the YouTube community first. That being said, Soda, again, thank you for the second donation. You were awesome. €2, which can afford you a bolt in Portugal, you know, but I'm just messing with you. I'm just joking. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I just really am fascinated by how cheap bolts are in car mechanic simulator. Cheap bolts are, which is like the European Uber in Portugal every time I visit. Like Jose. Yeah, like a Twitch versus YouTube showdown, throwdown. That would be cool. That would be cool. I like the idea of doing live throwdowns. And I also like the idea of games. Like if we wanted to do a game, I'm not opposed to that. I play games sometimes, you know. It would be fun. Just tell me what games you want to play. Okay, so some red flags are, you know, complaining about your last job, gossiping to the baristas. Let them gossip to you, not the other way around, because it will spread. You don't know them yet. Some interview things, you know, speak with confidence. Don't come in, you know, come in with questions. Come in, lean in, make eye contact. Be charismatic if you can, you know. What I like to do is when I'm in an interview, you know, it is a mutual exchange of a contract here. So I'm very frank. I'm nice, I charm, I joke, but then when the interview takes the turn where it's starting to negotiate or it's starting to be like, you know, a little more serious, I obviously you can tell I'm a talker, so I can pretty much answer any question. But when things get serious, I get very frank. I will look at someone and I will be like, I'm not going to kid with you. Like, I see it this way. This is how I want to operate here. You know, I appreciate, like, I'm just like on it. You know what I mean? Like, I would say meet people where they are. Body language match them, kind of tone match them, but don't be afraid to be yourself and own the room. It is your interview. Don't forget to smile. Don't be afraid to make a joke or two unless you're with a really cold person. It would also get you a really nice double espresso for like $2.49. You're so right. The way my brain processes topics going in and out, it's severe ADHD. I am a little better when I take Adderall. You know, I don't have that today, so my bangs are my fringe is doing something weird. It's like day 3 hair, so it's like really falling apart. Assert dominance in your new job. Yeah, well, listen, I'm not saying like come and have like a what is it, a pissing match, you know what I mean? I'm just saying like be yourself, be honest, and like know what you're good at and command that. Be like, I am good at this. I feel strong. I feel strongly I can make a difference here. I've actually already seen the way your baristas operate. We're very in line. I just want to make good coffee. You know what I mean? Like when I sat down with my first real coffee job, I looked at the person who he already kind of knew me, but I was just like a nobody. I worked in coffee for like 5 months, and he had reached out to me because he knew I was kind of into coffee and was starting to get into it. And I was just at some restaurant job. We were talking about this earlier. And in that, I looked at him across the table when we were drinking coffee and I said, look, dude, like at the middle of our interview, I said, look, dude, look. You know what I'm about. I'm about making good coffee, having a good time, and doing it right. And I want to learn here. And I said something along those lines, confident, honest, asking for what I need. What I need is a place to, you know, foster growth and leadership and learn something I love. Don't you want to hire people that love what you're doing? Boom. That also might be terrible advice. I do have a video from older YouTube Emilee where, oh my gosh, Dr. Mike, you're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate the donation. I'm going to read your message right now. But really quick, I do have an older video where I talk about how to get a career in coffee. I don't know if it's as relevant now, but it talks about like going to expo, showing up and showing face, volunteering your time when you can, but not being like obviously unpaid. Anyway, I started pouring into a wider 10-ounce mug instead of a 6 and 8 ounce, and I'm finding it really hard to control. Milk moves around too much or too little. I feel like I'm getting it. I feel like I'll get it eventually, but any tips? Now, I would say, honestly, Dr. Mike, that you already know the issue. Because you've switched to a 10-ounce mug, it is inherently harder. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is the worst. I feel like it's like winter. Did y'all see my nostrils flare? Look at that. Cool. Okay. You said, I think if a job sees your enthusiasm as competition, that's a red flag. Can you, I think so too. It depends on kind of what you mean by that. I would love to hear more about that. Really quick, I'm going to finish Dr. Mike's thing. So yeah, when you're using a bigger cup, the milk will, you have to add more milk to start your pour. And the kind of angle for your pitcher is a little bit, you end up having to have more milk in your pitcher. So you have to get a bigger pitcher. Essentially, you have to use a bigger pitcher. And there's just something about using a bigger pitcher, smaller cup, but big pitchers only get so big. So I really would recommend you stay in that kind of like 8-ounce max zone. But if you really must have coffee in a 10-ounce, which is okay, you'll just want to integrate a little more, and then treat everything else the same. Your design just will be a little more egg-shaped. It will be a little different. I also think that when you're doing the bases in larger cups, it's actually much harder to do the push base. Unless you do like a heavy integration, don't need a ton of foam, come back down and work really quick, the push base can happen because you're kind of throwing all this foam on it. But for the most part, when it comes to those kind of cups, you got nice cups as a gift and you like them, that's okay. That's okay. I have another piece of advice for you, actually. But when you're doing the base, I like to do a lay down base, or whatever. It's like the drift where you're kind of coming backwards and you're letting the stream drift out on its own. Pour, in the larger cups. I find that works a little better for me. The other thing you can do is if your cup's too big, you could, I got makeup on my fingers. If your cup's too big, you can always just do a frame, right? Like you could do a solid frame and then ripple into that and kind of mimic a wing base. It's a little easier to control the frame. And then once the frame is set, generally it should be easier to kind of ripple into those, I think. And then Luna asked, speaking about ADHD, do you get sleepy after coffee? I have been known to fall asleep after coffee. I do not fall asleep on Adderall though. I will stay up all night on that stuff. It's not like it doesn't help me throughout the day because I have ADHD for sure, but it also doesn't make me sleepy. It's a sleep suppressant in that regard. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's this coffee shop my friend used to work at where I was considering, and I went there and tried to talk to the owner, but I could get to know him. But ended up being really closed off. Yeah, I also experienced that. I was talking about that earlier, how I was in an interview with an owner who kind of wouldn't even look me in the eye. And I'm sorry. I am going to get on with the videos. Jeezies. Okay. He wouldn't look me in the eye, and essentially I wish I had walked out then. All right, I'm a rambler. 1 second. Oh my goodness. Yes, let's get on with the videos. First of all, you're integrating, there's the hair, there it was. You're integrating way too much. This is, yes, if there's a high turnover, it's a red flag. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at the chat. I'm going to talk about the pour. You are integrating way too much here. From too high up, you're causing a lot of turbulence in your pour. Look at this. And you could also like integrate, I think, a little more all at once. You don't have to do such a long, like swirl, fill up, like watch. Closer, much closer. Like I would say like this high from the surface to do your integration. Just pour in the middle. Also, your milk looks thin. Your milk looks a little thin here. It also just could be because you're disrupting it so much. I really can't tell. A little bit of hesitation, but you know that. That's okay. I would recommend that you don't come into the pour like this, but instead you lay down backwards with the spout. Oh my goodness. I'm about to have like a allergy fit. This is driving me crazy. Oh my goodness. This was not on my bingo list to have nose issues midstream. Okay. I mean, that's not a bad way of starting your pour. I just think that you want to, one, if you're going to start with such a heavy flow and you're just going to lean into the flow, you want to be a little closer to the back. Two, I think you'll enjoy it more if you landed backwards on the surface. This is not bad though. This is not bad. I would just say be a little more gentle with your integration. Integrate closer to the surface, which seems counterproductive, but you don't have to be as high as you are. And then, oh, my nose is turning so red. That's crazy. Yeah, still really great. I think that if you land backwards, your milk doesn't look thin. It kind of looks a little creamier here. I don't know. Hard to say with your milk. But if you land backwards, you're going to create more of a current. And then you won't have to pour so heavy. And you can really focus on those heavy ripples and move backwards. Should end the stream and pick it up when I'm feeling better. Probably. Yeah. I definitely am feeling, a little bit of a nose itch that's kind of driving me crazy. Maybe we will. Maybe I'll do a few more and then I will end it. It would make sense, honestly, to end it right around now anyway. If anybody has any more questions, I will answer those before. But listen, I want to come back to this pour really quick though, because this person is awesome. They submitted, they're clearly working on their latte art, and I want to talk about it for a second. Your Rosetta, your ripples are fantastic. I want to see you get more separation by moving backwards more so that your ripples open up more, right? That's going to come from not starting so high in the cup and trying to push to the back, but instead kind of aiming for the middle a little bit and leaning back on the pitcher and letting the milk do its own thing. And then, then pushing it and rippling. And when you're rippling, ripple very wide like you're doing, very nice, but move back faster than you think you need to. So you'll get those open leaf pockets. And otherwise it's really great. And you're symmetrical. That's great. When you're doing the cut through, don't lift on the heart, lift up and through the heart, so that you don't sink these two little peaks right here and make your heart a circle, your Rosetta heart. One more question. What is a good cup size? I love cortados, but those are harder to practice. And any more complicated, those are harder to practice, any more complicated things. Oh, I see. Just like Dr. Mike seems better, but I also ran out of space eventually. Yeah, they are smaller. So with cortado cups, I tend to recommend, of course, using a smaller, little tinier pitcher. If you're doing the traditional amount, the thing is about the cortados is you need the right amount of milk to do it. Oh, cappuccinos. I don't know if I wasn't planning on ending, but I definitely do need to go something, get some, allergy pill or something. I don't really tend to have this happen, but I guess I don't really rub on my cat so much. I was right on her. Okay. DJ, I don't want to just do your cappuccino because then I'm going to go wash my face for sure. I just I'm on live stream, so I can't. I also have makeup on, so that could be contributing. There could be why some of the hair is sticking on my face. Vape pen instead should fix it. Maybe. I will end this live stream after I talk about this one more thing. So I like to use a smaller pitcher, and really you can't steam the right amount for a cortado in a smaller pitcher. It's just always going to have more milk than you need. You're saying I have a reindeer nose? You're so funny. Yeah, I know. I'm Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. I'm Rudolph the red-nosed deer. Vape pen is so funny. Y'all are so crazy with the vape fund. Should we start a vape fund, little icon? That'd be funny. I'm going to do this so that y'all stop talking about my nose. I'm going to rub the rest of my face so that it's all red. Actually, I'm going to get the blush effect. Watch. Give it a minute. There we go. It's cute. Free blush. Yeah. It worked really fast, actually. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So what I like to do is I like to steam the right amount of milk, and it's only a little wasteful, but I will dump from the side because I actually like to have just a little bit less foam for cortados because they can get kind of stiff. And if you dump from the side of the pitcher, more foam is going to come off. And so you just dump a little bit. Just dump a little bit from the side right before you pour. Swirl it and then go and integrate a little less than you think you need to. And I like to do frame bases because I can kind of guide them to the back in that weird shape of the cortado without it, becoming, well, it's harder to do wing bases, what I'm trying to say. You have a limited space to do the wings, so I like to do a frame and then ripple into it to kind of get a faux wing. Just a personal preference. When people do wings and cortados, it's always really impressive to me because I find it fun, or I find it hard. And sorry, I read the word fun. Red face match with red pulsar Emilee edition. That's so right. Red pulsar, red Brita filter. All right. Maybe we should call it here so that I can go get some, what's the thing called? Oops. What is it called that I'm looking for? There's red Britas? Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what color your Brita was. Mine's always been red. Antihistamines. Benadryl. That's the word I was looking for. Benadryl. Okay, guys. Emilee's going to go not touch her cat. That's not a sexual thing at all. Your Britas are white? Jealous? That's cool. You're sad to see me go, but dinner's about to start. Okay, listen. I actually like to eat while watching YouTube sometimes. I'm one of those people. I like to have something on in the background. I also don't really watch it. I do kind of what maybe some of y'all are doing, listen to the live stream and then do that. But anyway, this was really fun. We actually had a higher average viewing during this one. It was less views than normal, but higher time people spent with us, which I think is a win. Ooh, red periwinkle would be cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this Instagram edition. Maybe we should just make our own picture. That'd be kind of cool. If you're done with this video, then go check out another video if you want to stick around. I have so many fun ones. Go check out the Cappuccino Roundup. I made an entire video on it. Not everybody saw it. Oh, I love this rainbow. Happy Pride, everybody. Happy Pride, and have a great rest of your